shack at. The bottles getting nifty up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Starting out muted. Say hey everyone, what's up everyone? Welcome to the, I guess, last edition of Betting with Bouquett for the year. I appreciate everyone for joining me as always. Loaded show today, just brimmed to the gills. Just so much that we can't really mess around too much. But let me tell you, I have a loaded card today. My gambling this week has been kind of meh, but we've been, hanging around here. Thank God for our guests that have been keeping us afloat this week, and we will get to them here shortly. But let's shout out the chat. As always, you guys are what makes this show run. You guys what make this show worth doing. I absolutely would not want to do this show if there was only like 3 people watching. So I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys chiming in the chat. As always, shout out to J-Dub getting a membership as well. I love the picture, J-Dub. I love that picture. Good picture there. And shout out to you for becoming a member. And shout out to our commenter of the day yesterday, Rocco Rogers. Rocco Rogers gave me and Gokster Leafs money line. First period over in Van Seattle, I believe it was. And boy, oh boy, that went over. I think it was a 2 in the first period to make us sweat a little bit, but it was a 5-6 final score. We had the over in that game, over 6.5. So that was very nice there. So there was very nice. Oh, and by the way, whew, that's not good. Let me tell you guys now, here's the update. Winter weather is affecting some of our guests. So that is very funny. And I will tell him it's okay. Definitely join whenever. All right. There we go. So, good news, bad news. Bobano, the Canadians are in a winter storm right now. So it seems like Bobano, his power might be out. And we will get him hopefully on today, but we will see as it goes forward. So now I've got to do some schedule rearranging and shit. But that is all right because we will figure it all out together. But shout out to you, Rocco Rogers, for putting some money in my pocket, saving what was a pretty poor night in the NHL, saving it and making it a little better. Shout out to you, my man, Clint, Die Hard MMA Podcast. Good morning, fam. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. As always, Real Deal Prime, Viper MB, Slatsy. Shout out to Slats as well. Matty Ice. I've got these hiccups. I don't know why. I get these hiccups when I start doing these shows. It's very weird. But shout out to you, Matty Ice. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, Viper, Slatsy, Real Deal Prime. Sky Dargan asking a great question. Dearest Jose, which one makes you happier, the Red Sox or the Jets? Now, that's an interesting question, DG. And I'll take a second to ponder it. The Jets, on the one hand, continue to fuck up the most important position on the field, throwing a slapdick quarterback out there that is the absolute worst. Joe Flacco did not want to play football the last time he got put out there, so the Jets, the coaches, will not put him back out there. And Chris Streveler, he's a CFL quarterback. I don't need to say anything else. While the Red Sox are just poor, they're acting like poors. And truthfully, I think the Jets make me happier. Now that I'm thinking, the Jets make me happier just because John Henry is a piece of shit, and I hope his basketball team loses every game. Slatsy saying, you must be an NHL capper by now. Capper, an expert, hanging with these guests. I'm getting there. I was just talking to my friend on the block, and I was like, oh, Martin St. Louis, huh? And they got it. So shout out to them as well. So now I need to take a second while we do these intros to send a message. So if I look like an idiot or if I stop talking, it is because I am entirely sending a message. So give me 1 second, everyone. Actually, while I do send this message, because we have to change things up a little bit because Bobano in the winter storm right now. Shout out to our friends in Canada. Let's throw a commercial on real quick. I know an early commercial. I apologize, but it'll give me a couple seconds to figure out what we're going to do. All right. Thank you, Southtown 101 and our friends at Manscaped. As always, put the promo code Pub Sports in there, and it'll be a whole lot of fun. All right. Send some messages. Hopefully, we'll figure out this little scheduling snafu. But yeah, they can't do anything about the weather there. So shout out to J Dub, Matty Ice. Glad that you're around. Shout out to you, J Dub. Thank you for becoming a member, like I said earlier. DG saying winter storm here too. It's fine. Bobano, get your shit together. Twate Latte saying real feel of night minus 35 right now. Yeah, it's cold everywhere, huh? Holy shit, guys. It is freezing everywhere. And by the way, I don't have any air conditioning in my house right now, so I'm freezing my ass off too. But no air conditioning as well. Oh, look at this guy. I love it. You know, whenever I need a guardian angel, whenever I need someone to help me out, I guess I can always rely on this person, which is very funny. How about we give him the intro he deserves? I don't know if he's been on Betting with the Bag or Betting with Bouquett live, but he's going to join me because the winter storms are just too much for Bobano, but not for this man. It's the doctor of taint, the doctor of taintonomics, Matty Ice. Matty Ice. Hello. Nice to see you. You're on mute right now, so let's know there. But it's nice to see you, Matty. How are you?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know, like I said, the schedule just changed up a little bit, but we're flexible. We're malleable. We keep it rolling. Matty, I woke up to a message today, and you wanted to give us the play so bad that you were willing to make your debut on the show, and I'm very excited about it, and I'm going to be tailing it, so no pressure.
Yeah.
We're talking college bowls?
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to you, Jose. I appreciate you. I've been a low bagger for a long time. First time on the show. I've just never really been able to make it work. But I'm off today. It's like negative 25-degree wind chill here in Michigan. So holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a play a couple days ago on Eastern, and hopefully everybody tailed and cashed that. I got the same feeling today, so I want to make sure everybody cashed. Got a little Christmas money before Christmas. So
fuck, I need it. I need it bad, Matty Ice. We're talking Mizzou Wake.
Yeah,
Mizzou Wake, the Gasparilla Bowl, eh?
Yeah, Mizzou Wake Forest.
Well, my first question is, Matt, what the hell is a Gasparilla?
That's a great question. I have no fucking clue. I don't cap the names of the bowls. I just cap the games. So
fair. I cap the name of the bowls, so I guess you can leave that one to me. We've got Wake Forest ACC foe versus the SEC powerhouse in Mizzou. Now, like I said, I woke up and you had a play on this, and I was very excited to hear it. As you guys know, I'm a capper's capper. I cap the cappers, and when Matty Ice says he's got a play and he messages me to play it, I'll play whatever it is. So, Matt, I'll let you take the floor. I'll let the chef cook here. Wake Forest, Mizzou, what do you got?
Yeah, So basically, the first thing when it comes to bowl games, one of the main things that I always do is I try and see where the motivation lies. I try and see where the opt outs are, and the players that really don't need to be there are playing and still play. And in this game, a lot of that lies with Wake Forest and against Missouri. So that's kind of where most of my capping goes. And then of course we always look at the wind and the rain and the weather, and it's going to be night. It's 50 degrees with 9-10 mile an hour winds. Is pretty damn nice during this bowl season right now if you're outside. So everywhere else is pretty cold, pretty windy, and crappy weather. So that also advantages to Wake Forest in my opinion. But as far as it goes with Wake Forest, they only got a couple guys out. Starting corner Holmes is out for Wake. Some other backups are out too, but like no significant players. But the big thing is Hartman's in, Perry's in, Cooley's in, offer for Wake, and that's huge for them. And then the big thing is for me is Missouri's big play. Their defensive playmakers. They got 3 of them that are all starters and they're all out. 2 on the defensive line, 1 on the back end. Manuel's out, McGuire is out, and Coleman's out. So there's 3 key defensive players that are all out, and then they have both their key wide receivers are out for Missouri. So it's like the motivation is really with Wake Forest and against Missouri in this spot.
Oh, so you're going Wake Forest just minus 2.5?
No, we got a lot more than that.
Oh,
okay, we got a lot more than that. We got so Missouri's main play caller is Coach Hampton. He's going to Boise State, so they're going to be struggling with that as well. They, being an offensive coordinator myself.
Okay. The flex. Okay, Matty Ice.
Well, when I can just speak from experience. When you throw somebody in there that's not used to doing it, it's not easy to do. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's
something that that definitely you can play on as well. But one big key point here is we all know that Wake can put it on them. Wake can throw the ball and they can put up points. And Missouri's gonna have a guy playing safety today that's never played there all year long. That's never even took a snap at safety all year long. So they're gonna dominate down the center, down the middle, down the seams. I think Missouri's probably gonna be able to score at will here. And Wake Forest's defense isn't great, so obviously you're looking at like full game total over Missouri or Wake Forest team total over. Those are a couple good looks there too. But for me, everything I've read, everything I know, Wake Forest is in it to win it, and motivation is so key in bowl games, which I said earlier. So with their offense being able to put up points, I'm looking for a triple up, guys. I'm looking for a triple up. I'm going first quarter Wake, first half Wake, full game minus 2.5.
Where's Nasty Nate with when we need him? The Wake Forest trifecta.
I mean, with me being like, I've been watching the show for like 5 years. Jimmy is my guy, man. So we talk a lot. And for me being out with you, Jose, and not being out with him,
it's just like Diet soda. It's not the same.
I hope he's not too upset at me. I hope he's not too mad at me. But it was just an opportunity. It worked out. But I can tell you this right now, I wouldn't be on here for my first time and not getting out winner. So if this doesn't win, I'm gonna be absolutely freaking crushed.
But Matty Ice, let me tell you, we'll all be watching this game now very closely. I cannot wait now for sure. Rocco Rogers also likes Wake as well. He likes first half full game as well. And by the way, Matty Ice, the real information that we needed, got 2 people letting us know. Boogie Main let us know, saying it's named after a famous pirate. I had to look it up 2 days ago. But Mr. MDR also says, I don't know if this is right, but a Gasparillo is a small island in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago as well. So a lot of different things here, Matty.
Hey, hold on. Let me write that down. I got.
Yeah, no. Yeah, put that in your capping. Put that in your capping for next year.
In my notebook.
If Seton Hall decides to like discover a football team and they still name the Pirates, the Gasparillo Bowl is the bowl for them.
Right.
Matty Ice, I appreciate you for joining me and saving my ass for the last 10 minutes. I appreciate it.
No problem. Hopefully I know what it's like. Hopefully Ian can get his stuff taken care of because, like I said, it's nasty here. The winds are
Yeah,
like 40, it's
I'm
like 40
lucky,
miles
or
an hour.
I'm not being nice. I'm lucky, or like I said, I'm being nice. I don't want you out there giving a weather report, Maddie. I don't want you out there freezing.
Right. It's nasty in Michigan. So I mean, he's even more north than me. So I hope that he's got doing all right, and hopefully the heat stays on. I'll say that.
Yeah, I for his sake, I hope it stays on. Matty Ice, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining
Thanks,
me.
Jose.
Do you have anything to plug before you get out of here?
No, I just shout out to the cappers in the chat. This show has given me so much personally to my personal life, my son. I got through a lot because of this show with my son. My son was in the hospital for about 14 days and I almost lost him a month into his life. And he's big, he's strong, he's amazing now. But the low baggers are a true family. They really show support to everybody when in need, because that's what life does. Not everything's roses all the time, no matter what it appears on the outside. That's not necessarily the case on the inside. So this low bag family has really got me through a lot. I'm blessed to be here today. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you guys all. And Merry Christmas. Have a great one.
Beautiful. Matty Ice, thank you for joining me. Wonderful man, that Matty Ice. And then shout out to him. Shout out to his son as well. So we appreciate Matty Ice. That was a special guest that I had rearranged for college football all the way at the end of the show. But Matty Ice, clutch man, he comes on for me at the beginning of the show and gives out some winners. Wake Forest in every which way. First half, I think he said first quarter and then full game. So I can't wait. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'll be on Wake for sure. All right. So, and by the way, the sarsaparilla now. We were talking about gasparillas. Let's talk sarsaparillas, a soft drink made from the vine of a smilax. I cannot say that one. Shout out to you, Matty Ice. Thank you, J-Dub, Gary's neighbor, for joining us. Now what, guys? Now you must be thinking, all right, what does this kid do now? He's alone. He's covering basketball and hockey, two sports he doesn't cover. How about we just go backwards then, huh? How about we just go backwards? We talked Mizzou Wake off the top of the Gasparilla Bowl. Excellent, lovely. It was good bowl and Pirates and shit. We talked about Wake. So let's move on and work backwards. Let's start with our bowl games here, and let's talk about the Louisiana Raging Cajuns versus Houston in the Independence Bowl. Houston, a 7-point favorite here. And I feel like I have a checkered past with Houston at this point. I've watched them play UTSA, beat UTSA in a game. I didn't think they deserved to win, truthfully, but they got it done, and I can only give them credit for that, of course. Decent squad, and I know my man Dabby Cab would be very happy to be betting on this team against Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. And the first issue that presents itself here is that this is essentially a home game for Louisiana. Louisiana playing in Shreveport. Shout out to Shreveport as well. Place right by Biloxi as well. So good time for sure. I cannot wait for that. And by the way, absolutely need the chat here for these next couple of minutes without anyone on here. So let me know what you guys are on, et cetera, et cetera. Like my man J-Dub saying he took the under in Houston ULL under 757. It's down to 56 now. So shout out to you, J-Dub. Again, I love your picture. Keep it in there. Saying Boogeyman is on the over 56.5. UL and parlayed the money line for Houston and the over. And by the way, DC Capper, I see you, my man. I still see you. We went head to head again against each other last night, and it wasn't even like a purposeful thing. I think he was on the Jaguars, like he's saying there, and the Air Force, cash. I was on the Jets. They suck dick. DC Capper wins again. So shout out to DC Capper. DC Capper, running hot. So I appreciate you, my man. All right, so Houston, like we were talking about, ultimately it's Clayton Tune, and how well is he going to play for Houston is going to really determine this game. I think he's been an okay quarterback. I just can't really get behind how great he is exactly. Houston this year, Jesus. I'm looking at Houston's schedule, 7-5, and they have a basketball score on there, 77-63 at SMU. I completely forgot about this game and how crazy it was. But yeah, I was going to look at his Clayton Tune's passing numbers and such, but that just boosted them a bunch. But he's been a fine quarterback. Louisiana Raging Cajuns, another just fine team. No one that really can jump off the page for you. They've got a good running back, but let's look at their schedule as well. They lost 23-17 to Troy. They lose to Florida State 19-17. There's no real wins. They lose to South Alabama 20-17, but they beat Marshall 23-13. No game on their schedule that really makes me think, can they really get this game? Can they really win it? They get their bowl eligibility in the last game of the season playing at Texas State. Texas State's fucking atrocious. So truthfully, I lean towards Houston here. It's just the concern obviously is that Louisiana will have the home field advantage, obviously being in Louisiana that game. So I'm going to lean Houston here, -7. I don't know if I love taking the -7. We'll keep talking about these games as they come up. And of course, Dabby Cap will be with me later on in the show to determine what side he is on. So shout out to him. Let's check out the chat right now as well. And it looks like we've got a couple of breakdowns. We've got a couple of birthdays today. So we'll start with this spreadsheet play of the day. Ron Crawford on the Dallas Stars, -1.5. So shout out to my guy, Ron Crawford. All right, shout out to Ronnie Crawford. Spreadsheet play today. Dallas Stars -1.5 there. We also have 2 birthdays as well. Shout out to MMA Locker Room. Needs a birthday pick. Birthday picks are winners only, so I'll try to get you one there, Mr. MMA Locker Room. And not to be outdone, Christopher Comentini. Christopher Comentini's birthday is today as well. So shout out to you, Christopher. And shout out to MMA Locker Room as well. What up, Richie Vegas? Lee Davis leaning ULL. And by the way, Real Deal Prime talking goalies. Sorry. Boogeyman. It's funny. This is very relatable to all of us here. I'm so bored being stuck at home. I'm betting darts. What are we betting? Boogeyman? We betting over under darts? I don't know what the phrase and terminology is there in darts. So DC Capper saying he hit the Raging Cajuns at +8. It's +7 now. And I'm looking around to see if anyone else has some plays. And by the way, Rocco Rogers saying, Jose, I think we have another NHL parlay that could be the birthday pick. Rocco, I'm interested. I'm very interested suddenly. So definitely let me know and definitely put in the chat, and we can have a little birthday parlay from Rocco Rogers. So this will be a whole lot of fun. Cannot wait. So getting back to Houston real quick. I think ultimately at the end of the day, I'm not going to go with Houston. I'm not going to take them to 7. The 7 just seems kind of like too many points in a home game, like I mentioned, for Louisiana, how motivated they're going to be when they slip in the back door of a bowl game. I think be a little more motivated than a team that's just been kind of cruising along this season, made the bowl already, and then, kind of just cruised the last couple of games. So I guess if I had to take a side, I guess I'm taking Louisiana because I think the 7's too much, but ultimately I am just passing there. I'm passing on the game. And by the way, he's saying he's betting on the over under 180s, just following a guy on Twitter. I love that. Boogeyman, give us an NHL play. Give us one. Give us a taste. Give us a taste right now. And Louisiana, by the way, DC Capper is saying the line is 7.5. That's interesting because I made the graphics this morning. It was a 7, and I was on Bet Online, and I was just looking at one book. So that's obviously the good benefits of being able to shop around there. You know what, DC Capper? What's funny, I see that line. Bet Online has it at 6.5 now. It's dropped down to a 6.5. So it seems like money just keeps on going towards Louisiana. If DC Capper's saying it's 8, 7.5, going down to a 6.5 on my book, watch out, everyone. And that's Bet Online too. So shout out to our friends at Bet Online, promo code Pub Sports. But yeah, I think that's very interesting that they keep moving it down for sure. So let's move on. And those were both of our bowl games for the day. We'll talk about them later on in the show with one Dabby Cab. Let's talk about the NHL games. You guys know I'm not going to give you guys the in-depth analysis of all, the goalie stats, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to hear your guys' takes on the games ultimately at the end of the day. This show is just as much about you guys as it is me and your plays. So your plays will be the ones that will be running the show today. And again, if you guys are wondering, like, why is Jose by himself? What the hell? Yeah, just unfortunately, some technical issues, some weather issues across the country have kept some people powerless. We move on, we mush on, and this is what we do here. And it is okay. It was okay. We're flexible. Before we start the NHL, let's get one more quick plug here because this show is not, the show I'm going to talk about is not going to go off the rails like this show currently. We're talking the Daily Sessions Christmas special today. Today, that Christmas special is. So definitely turn on your YouTube machines. Go to Pub Culture TV. It's on Pub Culture, not a Pub Sports. So Pub Culture TV, our sister channel. Go subscribe there right now. It's a whole lot of fun. You'll see me on there as well, producing some of our local shows. But Dabby Cab, Dutch, the Fallish Hound, all those guys are going to be on today with the Christmas special. I'll be joining them as well. And we might have filmed some things for the Christmas special that I think you guys will enjoy very much. Oh, sorry. All right, DC, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read all these things, and I didn't realize it was you asking. I thought you telling me it was 8, 7.5. No, it's a 6.5 right now, DC. It's at Bet Online. Apologies. What up, Big Show? Nice to see you as well. Big Show, could you imagine if you're doing a show, you're producing a show, and then you got left alone? That's one of those nightmare scenarios for all producers here, but we ride on anyways. And that's what the fun part is about this show. You never know what you're going to get. And shout out to you, DC Capper. Sorry for being dyslexic. Let's talk Bruins Devils. Game 1 here of our NHL slate. Bruins Devil. The Bruins beat the Jets last night 3-2. Shout out to the people that live bet the Bruins as well, because I saw a lot of, Bruins, live bet the Bruins are down 2-0. Come back to win 3-2. Just scrappy squad like they have been all year. I guess the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey Devils, who have been a darling this year of the NHL. Big long wing streak. We all remember that, coming off a 4-2 win against the Panthers of Florida. A good win there, too, especially after losing to the Panthers 4-2. So they got that kind of revenge spot. Ultimately, I think you guys know where I lean here. I'm going towards the Bruins. I know, Gas Report. I know. It happens. It happens. But the Bruins here, I do like them. Obviously, betting them away from home at the New Jersey Devils at a good Devils team is concerning here. Plus 104. You probably won't get plus money on the Devils very much. And boy, oh boy, I don't know if I can get there against this Bruins team, though. It's the issue. And by the way, Danny Lopez saying you're about to get booed like Zach Wilson. I probably deserve it. I would definitely deserve the boos today, because you guys know me. I'm just not the guy, but I will ride on through, and it's very fun. Big Show. I love the call in the bullpen. I should call him the bullpen, but it's early for some people. I get it. Those individuals will be on like 30-ish minutes. We just ride out this first hour together, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. The Gas Report. You doing NBA alone? I fucking hope not. I fucking hope not. Gas Report. I hope not. My man Dutch Boy Fresh will be joining us for the NBA. It's going to be like in 30-ish minutes or so. So again, I apologize that it's just me, but there's weather. It's just whatever. This is what we do. It is funny. Shout out to you, the Gas Report. I appreciate you for the comments as well. But again, comments your plays. I need your plays, et cetera, et cetera. Bruins, like we mentioned, 3-2 win against the Jets. They beat the Panthers 7-3. Final, we remember that one. And yeah, I know, DC. It's very funny that I'm in this predicament, but we ride on. And ultimately, I guess I'm going to have to stick with my guns here and probably pass. Daily Faceoff right now has Linus Yomart confirmed and Mackenzie Blackwood likely. Linus, we talked about Linus yesterday because it was originally saying that he was going to go, and then Swayman took over. You know, it was in the middle of the show or whatever during the show. We refreshed, and I was like, all right, Swayman, and then Linus on the road for the tough game. And Linus has not lost a game in a long, long time. So lean towards the Bruins. But you guys know I'm not educated enough to say for sure. I saw an over 6 as well from Imp 13420, an over 6 play. I don't hate it necessarily. I think Linus is just really good. So betting an over with Linus is an issue, is a scary thing. And by the way, Sharon saying New Jersey spot as well. And Spenny, you know, it's all right, Spenny. Don't worry about it, Spenny. If you can just comment along in the chat, that's all right. Just comment along in the chat and let us know what you guys are on for sure. What up to Damon Santori, 1/2 of Slam the Cluster Bowl. It's going to be, I think it's going to be very fun. And by the way, shout out to Mr. MDR for the postpones. They're letting us know. But I love how, or when people are going to join the show, they're going to come in, they're like, Jose's doing hockey by himself? What? And it's going to be really funny seeing all the reactions and such. So shout out to you, Damian Santori, for joining us. Let's move on. Next game on our slate, Philadelphia Flyers versus the Carolina Hurricanes here. And, you know, obviously we got a minus 320 here with the Hurricanes, minus 335 at some places. So it's tough to bet this game. You know, it's Flyers are past just because I typically fade these minus 300s, but I know how bad the Flyers have been. Tortorella is, you know, like Jimmy was saying at the beginning of the year, they got the boys going, galvanized them for a little bit, but now it seems like they're just going to be on a gigantic losing streak. I saw the whole thing with Kevin Hayes. They benched him, and it's like, when's the last time your hockey team or any hockey team has healthy scratched your leading scorer on team getter or your points getter on the team? So I think that's crazy to do. And ultimately, I can't back the Flyers in under many circumstances here. Let's look up real quick. I want to double check and see the goalies. There's no confirmations as well, but Samuel Urson, not confirmed, but that's what Daily Faceoff is showing versus Kochekov. Yeah, that's an easy just pass, but it'd be a little interesting to see how that game goes. And yes, it is Billy Fridgick. I got you. How the hell is Kochekov named Cooch? I don't know. That's a good name, but I mean, this first couple war letters there makes it interesting. So shout out to Kochekov. Spenny Penny saying price is ugly, but no one touching Philadelphia. You know, I get that. Shout out to Nasty Nate. Thanks for joining us as well. Nasty Nate. Hey, Nasty Nate, if you want to join the show, let me know. I know you're an NHL guy. No, you're not. But I appreciate you, Nasty Nate, for watching the show, even when it's just me. Winnipeg, Washington Capitals, the Jets versus your Alex Ovechkin-led Capitals here. And, you know, ultimately all Capitals games are really like, did Ovi score? Did Ovi score? Did Ovi score? And I respect that. I mean, that's kind of what the same thing with Judge was at the end of his season. So the Capitals here, minus 160 favorites. Kind of steep for a Winnipeg team that I kind of have respect for, I'll be honest. I mean, they lose a tough one, obviously, to Boston, and maybe that back-to-back spot, not the best for them here, but a little surprised you get a plus 145 here with them. Capitals beat them in their first matchup this year, 5-2 on the 11th, so a little bit of a, I don't know, not familiarity, but you can see obviously why it might be minus 160 there. And I don't know. I just can't get there at the end of the day with Winnipeg, I suppose, at this price. Let's check the goalies real quick. Unconfirmed. And, you know, obviously it showed this yesterday, and I didn't end up seeing who went in goal for Winnipeg. Let me double check, because we talked about how it should have been Helly, and we weren't 100% sure if it was going to be. It was Helly. So he went yesterday, and now today they're showing Dave Riddick versus Charlie Lindgren. And Red like Riddick, as our guy Ghoster would like to call him, it's not someone I want to back. So if it was The other guy, I definitely would consider putting some shekels on Winnipeg, but I don't think he can do so here. Capitals, I don't know. They're just kind of a middling hockey team at this point, right? You guys let me know what you guys think as well. And Rocco, a good point there. If when Riddick gets confirmed here, I think we should consider overs for sure. 6. Most of these numbers are 6.5s now, so maybe we're getting a little discount with the 6. So, yeah, give me that. Give me a look on the over. Lucci Mello saying over. Thank you, Rocco, for letting me know that hell he played yesterday. And he's saying he thinks we'll see Riddick and Lindgren as well. So, and by the way, Spenny saying he doesn't even care if it's Riddick. Give me the Jets here. Very interesting. Very interesting. And Nasty Nate, good question. How can I send you a haircut for Christmas? Just send me $17 or whatever it is for a haircut. You know, I don't tip. Yeah, no, I've decided I'm not going to cut my hair till the end of the new year. It's just kind of been rocking and rolling. And, you know, it's whatever. I obviously don't have to dress up for anyone and don't have to look nice for anyone. So it's very, very funny indeed. So shout out to you, Nasty Nate. Thanks for watching as well. So leaning over and leaning towards Jets money line there. So I'll write down that over in the Jets as well because I like it. I like it a lot. Like I said, I think Winnipeg might be a little undervalued here, shockingly enough, against a Capitals team that has a bunch of name brands, yes, but I'm not trusting Charlie Lindgren. And ultimately, I don't know if I'm going to get red light Riddick there either. So the over and Winnipeg money line for me there. All right, next game. Let's talk about a disappointing team for me yesterday. Florida versus the New York Islanders. The Islanders disappointed me yesterday. I bet them yesterday against the Rangers playoff game. They don't show up. I don't know if it's not called. I won't go that far about saying not show up, but they lose 5-3. Igor beats Ilya after I said that Sorokin was a better goalie than Igor. So shout out to him, I guess. Shout out to them. A 3-0 third period kind of led them to that demise for the Islanders here. But they move on now, and they got a Florida Panthers team. That's interesting. I think the Panthers are one of the more interesting teams in hockey just because they were so good last year, and then they shake up the snow globe. They trade a bunch of guys. They bring in Kachuk, and they obviously have their goalie issue that's been a thing now for the last 2 years, I think now. Let's double check the confirmations for goalies here because I'm pretty sure we do have a confirmed Bobrovsky here. Yeah, so Bobrovsky confirmed for the Panthers, and it's showing right now Sorokin again. We'll see. Obviously, back-to-backs and goalies aren't they aren't a thing anymore. They don't happen as much, but Sorokin is that good that I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Islanders did play him here. My first instinct, honestly, was the under. The under 6.5 here. I know that Florida is a high-flying offensive team. Bobrovsky not that great, but I think the Islanders kind of ball, it does lend itself towards unders. And I was kind of surprised to see that 6.5 be held there as well. So let's shout out the chat. Gary Tenebra, by the way, saying if his hair was any other way, I wouldn't recognize him. So maybe it's a good thing I'll have my hair like this for Vegas. You know, my wild hair can be walking around Vegas, and maybe you guys will be able to see me there. So will be very, very fun to see. And by the way, a little a little update from Bobano. He said his power came back on and then went back off for a few minutes. So he's going to join us, give us his rapid fire NHL picks, and then he's going to bounce because who knows how long he'll have Wi-Fi and power. So shout out to Bobano. Hope he does join us because we'd love to hear some actual analysis on the NHL. Rocco Rogers liking Panthers money line. He's got it at -115. Imp 430 likes Panthers money line as well. Spenny leaning towards the Islanders. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that total. Let me know if there's any thoughts on the total for sure. I would like to see that. Sky Dargan liking the under 6.5 there. I kind of liked it too. DG, let me know why you like it as well. I mean, I've got my obviously elementary school reasonings for it, but I like that under as well. Jeffrey Blue, thank you. I appreciate Lonely Jose is great, or Jose Lonely is It's good. I appreciate it. And Sharon Pullman liking New York Islanders money line as well. So let's bring on our special guest while he has power. One, Ian Cameron. Bobano, glad that you're
We
alive.
made
I'm
it.
glad you have power. How are you
I don't
doing?
know how long I'll be here. It might be 2 seconds, might be 2 minutes, might be maybe we'll get through the whole 5-10 minutes I'm going to be here. But yeah, I'm here for now. So let's give you some NHL plays. Let's go.
Let's do it. Yes, Bobano. Just start ripping through them. Go do what you do, Bobano. What do you want? We've already talked about a couple of games, but just take the ball and run with it.
So first of all, I want to put out the notice right now. I have got some bets I'm going to make official for the totals with the overs today. Some I won't, but I have a piece of every single NHL game to the over today. And the reason for that is simple. Sloppy hockey has been the dominant theme in these games right before the Christmas break over the years. Just, heads are thinking about the holidays, and there's a lot of just, you're not exactly focused on your details defensively. I mean, I remember the last time we had a full NHL schedule right before the break. I think it was like an 8-2 to the over kind of night in the NHL with the games. And so I've got a bet on the over in every NHL game on the board. Some I like more than others. Some are bigger bets than others, but I do have a piece of the over every game. So don't ask me about totals. I'm on the over in every game.
Okay, fair enough. I like that. And what's funny is we just got finished talking. I think there's like 1 or 2 unders on this card, maybe. And we were talking Islanders, and I was like, that might be that under. I understand that Florida plays high flying, but the under there might be interesting. Obviously, Colorado and their unders have always been hitting since McKinnon's out, but overs all day for Bobano. So let's start with Bruins Devils. Anything there?
Yeah, I like the Grand Salami over too. I will bet that, Billy. I like that as well. Which game first?
The Bruins Devils game. Did you have any thoughts there?
That's a tough one. It's a tough one because I like to back teams that snap a losing streak. So I kind of want to take New Jersey there, but come on, it's Boston at -115. I mean, with probably Allmark in net after Swayman got the start last, I can't do it at that price. I mean, Boston's just too good. Yeah. I took a shot with the Jets against them last night, +200. It looked good early, but the Bruins came back 3-2. So just the over for me in that game.
Yeah, we got brutalized, Bobano, on Wednesday. We both were on Montreal. I remember it, and they lost in overtime. Now, we were hanging on by a thread that whole time, a +230 favorite. It's pretty crazy. So shout out to you for taking those big dogs as well. I respect and appreciate that. Philadelphia, Carolina, anything here? Big favorite?
So it looks like we might have the young kid Samuel Ersson making his NHL debut here for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight because they've got obviously Hart played yesterday. Sandstrom's got an injury or an illness, so it looks like he could make his debut. I don't want to say I'm going to be on Philadelphia here, but it's a big number. I could see them really playing hard for the kid if he gets the start. And it is for Winnipeg or for Carolina rather. This is a huge flat spot, and I've seen Carolina show lay an egg every now and then. Look, they're rolling right now. It's not easy, to step in front of this Carolina team, but you're talking -320. This Flyers team we even saw against Toronto yesterday. They played hard. It's actually a little bit of an advantage for Philly. Philly had the day game, the afternoon game, the early start against Toronto. Carolina was in Pittsburgh last night at night, so it's probably actually a better turnaround situation for the Flyers. I mean, I might put a couple bucks on Philly here. This screams as dead spot for Carolina. Back home, right before the holidays. They got their second win in less than a week against the Pittsburgh Penguins, two teams that view themselves as right now maybe playoff Stanley Cup contenders in the Eastern Conference. I mean, if there's ever a spot tonight to just flat out stink up the joint, this is it for Carolina. Even though they're playing great, I would really say better beware on betting them in any form tonight.
All right, beautiful. I like that, Boban. I didn't know. First of all, that's why you're here. I didn't know that we had a goalie debut. I love that. I want to ask you this. This is a general hockey question. Goalie debuts, is it similar to those starting pitchers coming up from the majors? Those young starters, the guys want to rally around them and play better. How does that end up working out?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Now, this is not a good Philly team. We know that. But, if Samuel Ersson gets the start tonight, you're talking about a guy that's actually got good numbers in the AHL, 2.72 goals against, .910 save percentage. He actually played pretty good in the preseason starts. He got for the Philadelphia Flyers. It's just, yeah. And look, if this is a minus 200, even with Carolina, I probably don't even consider Philadelphia in any form, but we're talking about a huge price. They're coming off another win against Pittsburgh. It's just got a dead spot written all over it here for Carolina. The only concern I would have here is Kochetkov and net for the Hurricanes, because it was Ronta last night, and Kochetkov's been great. I mean, and I did bet this game over the total, but of all the overs on this card, this is the one I like the least. I mean, I actually could see this one staying under the total, but I commit to the peppering all the overs today, the day before Christmas, the break. So, but I think if there's one game that you probably could look at as a lower scoring game, this would be it.
Okay, fair enough. By the way, the NHL having a Christmas break hurt my feelings, as I am going to Vegas and I wanted to go to a Vegas Golden Knights game. Very disappointed there. Anything Winnipeg, Washington?
So we know it'll probably be David Riddick back in net tonight, because Hellebuck was in last night in the loss to Boston. And normally I fade David Riddick. I'll probably be, and I do like the over. It's actually an over I like quite a bit. Series history has been all overs with the Jets and the Capitals. They played a lot of high-scoring games. I could see another one tonight with these two. I like the over. I still might sprinkle on the Jets, believe it or not, even with I got to call him Big Save Dave right now. He's playing good. He's actually playing very well. He was excellent against Ottawa. He was pretty good the start before that. He's playing a lot better. You know, he doesn't deserve my ridicule that I usually throw his way, the way he's been playing lately for the Jets. He's been playing better. I like in these back-to-back spots for both teams, the team off the satisfying overtime win like Washington got against Ottawa versus the team off the tough loss like Winnipeg, that's saying all the right things. Like, it was a tough game, but we got to bounce back. We got to go into the Christmas break, on a winning note. I think you get a great effort from the Jets tonight, and I certainly don't mind the price.
Cool.
Plus 145, plus 150. So I definitely think the Jets are worth a look.
All right, that's great, because me in the chat officially, then I'm going to move on the Jets. Then we realized we thought the Jets were a good look today, and I'm also going to move on that over as well. So that'll be a fun.
Washington's just barely winning games too. Like, they barely beat Ottawa in overtime. They barely beat Detroit in overtime. That's not a team you want to lay minus 160 with. I know they're playing gung ho for Ovechkin, trying to get him, 802, 803 every goal, but yeah, not at this price. Winnipeg played a damn good hockey game against Boston last night. One of the best teams in the NHL. I mean, I still think Winnipeg's undervalued here, just like they were last night.
All right, beautiful. I'm glad. Hey, I'm not know hockey, but I know lines, and I'm glad that I have indicated that one at the very least. Bobana, real quick, before we go, do you have any thoughts on the Ovechkin empty net goals? Does that bother you as a hockey purist getting those records?
Yeah, a little bit, but not enough where I'm going to lose sleep over it. It is what it is. He gets a lot of empty net goals. They still count.
It's a lot of empty net goals. That's funny. Florida, New York, anything here? We talked about this game. This is the last game we mentioned right before you got in here.
Oh, man. I'm probably going to pass on this. I mean, I could only back the Islanders. I don't want this Florida team. They're not playing well right now at all. I don't want Bobrovsky in net. I believe you'll see him again for the Panthers. It was Sorokin last night. They lost to the Rangers 4-3. I mean, I don't think I'll bet the game, but I certainly lean Islanders. Islanders. Yep.
Fair enough. Lean Islanders there. I think I was leaning Islanders. I've already forgotten now. But now we can talk about games we haven't gotten to yet. And Rocco Rogers, good timing, because we are talking about Dallas Star, the Montreal Canadiens. I have a little bit of a thing against the Canadians now after not coming through for our plus 250 or plus 240 the other day. They played well, though, so I can't really complain too much. Dallas here, minus 300 favorite. Probably would pass, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, I took a shot with Montreal the other night against Colorado, and boy, 2-1 overtime loss. Played well. They didn't play as well as that would lead you to believe, because really Jake Allen kept them in the game. They got heavily outshot, but nevertheless, they had a chance to win that game, and they fell in overtime 2-1 to Colorado. Now you got Dallas off a loss to Edmonton. I don't think they liked the way they played. It was not one of Jake Ottinger's better games in between the pipes. We'll have to see who's in net here, but it's always tricky the final game before the break, because sometimes they like to give the number one goalie a break, but I think they'll probably go with Ottinger again, Dallas, because they want to shake off that rare bad outing he had. He wasn't terrible, but it wasn't one of his better games. That 6-3 loss to Edmonton. I took Edmonton in that game. It's probably a good bounce back spot though for Dallas. They've been pretty good off a loss lately, but I don't want to lay this price either with the Dallas. I might go over I did go over the total. I do have a bet on every over on this card. This one actually does make some sense to me because Dallas and Montreal have actually had an over series history. 4 straight head-to-head meetings have gone over the total, including 3 straight the last 2 seasons, 5-3, 4-3, 5-2 earlier this season as well. So sometimes, 2 teams get together and the patterns develop, and it's been high-scoring hockey, Montreal versus Dallas head-to-head. So nothing on the side. Dallas probably wins. If you want to throw them in a money line parlay, it's probably not a bad option, but just the over for me here.
Shout out to Rocco Rogers, gave us one of these parlays last night, cashed, and this is going to be the birthday parlay for our guys, MMA Locker Room and Christopher Commentini. So Rocco Rogers giving out some birthday picks, and I'm going to go piggyback off of it. Dallas Stars money line, Edmonton, Vancouver, first period over 1.5. You parlay that plus 104. Vancouver giving up those goals, so I can easily see that bot hidden, and we've got a 300 favorite with Dallas here, so they should take care of it. So shout out to you, Rocco Rogers. I like that play. We'll be betting it myself as well. Colorado, Nashville, next game up. We talked about Colorado last time you were on, Bobano, and it's under hockey for them. They've been playing under hockey. Shout out to Jimmy. Since McKinnon is out, it's just under. They put it at 5.5 last time. Still wasn't low enough. They put it at 5.5 again here. Is it low enough here? I kind of want to take the under here, and this is the other under. I saw 2 under games in this card. This game just because of the Avalanche, and then the aforementioned game we talked about with I think it was New York, the Islanders in Florida. The only 2 under games I was thinking at so far. But did you have anything on this one, the defending champs here against Nashville?
So as you know, I'm on the over because I bet every game, but this is another one where I don't love this over. I do not love this over. Colorado is playing very tight, structured, more conservative, defensive-minded hockey since they lost Nathan McKinnon. And you can trace it back to then. Because when did they lose him? The Philadelphia game a few weeks ago. That's the game they lost 5-3. That's the game McKinnon got injured, all right, when they lost 5-3 to Philadelphia on December the 5th. They have gone under the total every game since then. Yep. 8 straight unders for the Colorado Avalanche. So, yes, I am on the over, but it is with a great degree of reluctance for me in this one. Nashville's off a 4-2 win against Chicago. Believe it or not, 2 straight overs for Nashville. Series history-wise, it's gone 3 of the last 4 have gone over. So there's some things that do point to the over, but the biggest thing that doesn't is the way Colorado's playing lately. They're not scoring a ton of goals. They're committing to better defense without, obviously, their best offensive player, probably their best player, period. Makar is right there, 1A, 1B with McKinnon as their best overall player, but McKinnon's right there. So if anyone likes the under, I wouldn't say that's a bad way to go.
Yeah, it's tough to bet overs right now with the Avalanche. Georgiev and UC Soros in net as well, allegedly, according to Daily Faceoff. So 2 names I actually have heard of, so I do like that under, and I think I'll end up moving on it as well. So I'm going to write that down.
Oh, I hear that wind whipping outside my window right now. Every time the wind starts picking up, I'm like, hang in there with this fucking power. Hang in there, yeah.
Columbus Blue Jackets, Chicago, horrible game here. I think these 2 teams are just shit bums, right, Bobano?
Yeah, I think you just bet goals here, 6.5. Why stress yourself? Just 2 shit teams. Neither one can defend all that well. Just look for goals both ways. Loose atmosphere. Neither of these teams are probably going anywhere. Chicago certainly isn't. And I don't think Columbus is either, unless Columbus gets red hot, in the second half of the season. So it's 2 bad teams, 2 bad defenses, 2 teams with goaltending issues. I don't know who's going to be in tonight, but there's a chance they might start Alex Stalock, who was just removed from the injured list. Hasn't started in a while. He was actually playing okay, believe it or not, for the Blackhawks before he got injured early in the season. But I still don't trust him. And for Columbus, they've been going with Daniil Tarasov in net because both Merzlikins and Korpisalo have been unavailable for the Jackets. But apparently it could be Tarasov again. It could be Korpisalo because it looks like he's closing in on a return from the injured list. I think they took him off. Yes, they did. So Korpisalo is available. They activated him from the injury list. And they said that even Elvis Merzlikins with the illness is feeling better. So they could go one of 3 different directions with their starting goaltender tonight, Columbus. So But either way, I think you look over 6.5. I'd stay off the side. I mean, this is just two teams you can't trust. They're both on losing streaks. I'd probably take Columbus before I take, like, Chicago's just that bad right now. But it's not like I'm rushing to bet Columbus either. So I think the over is the best option.
I like the breakdown, Bobano. Shout out to Lucas Ryan. Out here making money, saying out here delivering flowers in 0-degree weather. Guess who's delivering it to? Martin. Oh, no, that's St. Louis. Just kidding. He's delivering it to Chris Pronger of St. Louis Blues fame, I believe. So shout out to him. And by the way, he's huge for me. Diehard Blues fan. Met Kachuk's wife last year on this day. So shout out to Lucas Ryan saying hello to Chris Pronger. Bobano, another real quick. What's your first Chris Pronger memory?
First Chris Pronger memory. Well, I remember him just steamrolling people in the playoffs with Edmonton, then with Anaheim, winning a Stanley Cup with Anaheim. My first memories are when he played, Brett Hull on those Blues teams back in the mid-'90s, and excellent defenseman. I mean, and unfortunately, a defenseman the likes of which we're not going to see anymore because open ice hitting has suddenly become just this evil thing in the NHL. People say you just can't even hit people in the open ice anymore, and Chris Pronger was a king at doing that. So never going to see that kind of defenseman again. Not often.
Probably agreed there. Lucas, I hope he tips you well for delivering these fucking flowers in the cold. So, Lucas, keep us updated.
That's pretty cool, though, yeah.
I want to hear the conclusion of that story. Next game, Canada battle here, Vancouver, Edmonton. I was on Edmonton as well, thankfully. They cashed for us 6-3 the other day. I was on Vancouver's over last night. Easiest over of the day. 6-5 dub for Vancouver in overtime. Shout out to them. Why are we not on the over here again, honestly? It's Edmonton. One thing I know about Edmonton, you get them on the power play, they are scoring. They've got Connor McJesus, obviously. Their goaltending is obviously a little shaky as well. Vancouver has been one of the worst stories in the league this year. They had some expectations, or maybe I've just been listening to Jimmy too much, thinking that they were going to be good. I thought they'd be a decent squad, and now they turned out to be shit, apparently, Bobano. So I'm leaning over 6.5 here, honestly, with Colin Delia, whoever that is, and your boy Stuart Skinner back on net.
Delia, you're letting in goals. You're shaking my confidence daily. Calling Delia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please stop the puck. Stop the puck. There you go. How about that little Simon?
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Calling Delia, man. What are you going to do here? Yeah, it's rough for Vancouver with their goaltending, but look, they finally have to give him a start because Spencer Martin he's faced a lot of pucks. He started a lot of games in a row. He needs a break. And you saw the one goal he gave up last night against Seattle. So he definitely needs a rest. Give him a break. He's played a lot of hockey. I expect it to be Colin Delia tonight in that. I love the over, no doubt, over 6.5. But they're both over teams right now. Edmonton's gone over the total in 5 straight. Probably one of my favorite overs on the card tonight is this one. Vancouver 6-5 game against Seattle. I actually have to give them credit. They rallied back. They were down 5-3 in the third period. They came back and won 6-5 over Seattle in that game. Tough spot, though, now. Back-to-back after a huge comeback win. They exerted a lot of energy. Edmonton's won 5 straight. Against Vancouver. I think you could go with an Edmonton regulation or Edmonton puck line here as well. I think this could get away from Vancouver a little bit. Real tough spot here. And Edmonton rested. I think Edmonton trying to get a little run going because they snapped a 3-game losing streak against Dallas the other night. So the regulation line bet is -144. I'd probably do half on that regulation -144 and half on the full game puck line -1.5 +110. And of course, I love over 6.5 as well.
Beautiful. All right. I'm going to be on that over. Shout out to Lucas Ryan again, by the way. He said, when I met Miss Kachuk, one of the hardest fucking names to say out there, apparently. A week later, she showed up to my shop with Keith, Matthew, and Brady's autograph. Shout out to him, man. What a nice family the Kachucks are. And Lucas, do you own your own flower shop? Wow, Lucas. I didn't know this. Shout out to you, Lucas. That sounds like a lovely time. But shout out to the Kachucks as well. Great family. Whole lot of fun. Next game, and Bobana, this internet, man, it's holding strong. Come on. We love it.
A couple more games there. Just hang in there, yeah.
Kings, Coyotes. We're at the Mullet Arena, and I'll be honest, every time the Coyotes are at the Mullet, I want to bet them. I want to bet them every single time. I like those small arenas. I want them to be packed in there. I want the students to be in there. Issue, obviously, here is that we're at Christmas time, and there's not going to be anyone at campus. So who the fuck's going to go to this game? I don't know. I pass on this game. I know, Bobena, you like the over here. Is there any side you like?
Yeah, I do like the over. You know what's funny about the overs in Arizona? They're playing with a lot of pace at home. And I know the last game stayed under that they played on home ice against Montreal earlier this week, but their other games all went over the total. They're playing a little more aggressive, assertive offensively, pushing the puck up the ice, a little more. The defensemen, join the rush a little bit more. Arizona, I've noticed when they play on home ice at the Mullet Arena, they're trying to put on a show. For the fans there, the 5,000 in the student section there at Arizona State Coyotes here. So definitely I've noticed a little bit the way they open the game up a little bit more, Arizona at home. So I like the over. I think they might be a live home underdog here because LA's in a tricky spot. They beat Calgary late last night in overtime 4-3, traveling now to the desert, back-to-back, rested Arizona team, an Arizona team that's played, they've already beat Boston at home. They've beaten the Islanders at home. They've beaten Philadelphia at home. They did lose, obviously, to Buffalo and Montreal, their last two home games, but they were right there in both games. The Buffalo game was a one-goal game until the Sabres got two empty netters. Montreal game was an overtime loss. So they've been right there in every home game since they've started playing there after that month-long road trip. So I think a look at the home dog might be worth it here.
Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. It's like you've mentioned. It just seems when they get in the Mullet, they want to fly around a little bit. Maybe the new and improved locker rooms, but they want to fly around. So I like the Arizona Coyotes there. I'm probably not going to get to them at the window with them, but I do lean that way for sure. Spencer Martin, I don't think is starting for Mr. MDR for you, Mr. MDR. It's our man Delia. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Connor. And by the way, Boban, I'm going through all the videos for end of the year video, and one of the hardest laughs I had going through was one day Jimmy just kept saying Brian DeBall, and then one day he just had it. You just couldn't take it anymore, and you told him, and it was one of the funniest moments of the year. I'll tell you that. So shout out to Brian DeBall, and shout out to Teddy Covers as well, whoever he is. Let's talk Blues Vegas here, and I wish this game was in a couple of days. I wish I could go to this game because this game is a good game here. Golden Knights. I don't know what to make of Vegas, Bobano. I don't know. I guess it might be last year's narrative because last year they were very hurt and they put that guy in a long time IR and they tried to get back in the playoffs. They couldn't get there. Very disappointed, et cetera, et cetera. And I was kind of down on them, but they get lined like a solid squad, especially at home. I thought their goaltending was going to be bad, because I like Marc-Andre Fleury, even though that I thought he was washed or whatever. I've been told he's washed. And it seemed like their goaltending is fine, and I don't trust the Blues goaltending, obviously. Who the hell? I mean, I don't, is Bennington still on the Blues? Has he gotten cut yet? I don't know. So ultimately, I guess I lean towards Vegas, but minus 167 is not there for me.
If Jordan Kyrie's in, I'd lean Blues. I would, just because of the price. And they already beat Vegas, actually, in Vegas once this year. So they could easily do it again. And they weren't happy with their game against Seattle. I think they were a little tired, too, because they played the night before against Vancouver. But no, they're starting to play a little bit better, the Blues. They've won 4 of their last 5. And I think, the road team, close to Christmas, I usually like to back more road teams on a day like this. They do need Kyrou back, though, because, again, without him, the offense is really sputtered. We'll see if he plays. He's day-to-day, so there's a potential he returns tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Or do they just decide, let's rest him with that upper body injury and get him back after the Christmas break? We'll see. But I'll tell you what, right now, definitely, I wouldn't be interested in Vegas at this price. Even the game that they snapped their losing streak, they beat Arizona a couple nights ago, and it was 5-2. That was a close game. It was not an easy game for Vegas. That was a 1-1 tie going into the third period. So even that game was not easy for the Golden Knights. They're not winning games comfortably right now. Obviously, they still have their share of injuries. They're still playing without, Jack Eichel on IR. Paul Cotter's been day-to-day. They're without 2 starting defensemen. Zach Whitecloud and Shea Theodore are still out for them. So No, I ain't rushing to lay a price with Vegas right now.
Interesting. Bobano, Matthew Green saying here, St. Louis is such a letdown. Is this like a battle of two teams that are just perpetually letting teams down or letting people down?
Perpetually, consistently inconsistent. Well, especially St. Louis. I mean, they've been just 7-game win streak, 7-game losing streak, 5-game win streak, 5-game losing streak. That's been the Blues season so far.
That sounds about right. All right. Last game on the board, Bobano. Thank you for joining me. Let me tell you, it was a fun 30 minutes. It was a fun first 30 minutes. We got weird and wild here by ourselves, and we did a lot of hockey breaking down. But let's talk Flames, Anaheim Ducks here. Now, I'd like to start with the Ducks. I love the Ducks. I really like the Ducks. Like, I don't know what it is. It's actually, I know what it is. It's Trevor Zegras. I just very much enjoy Trevor Zegras, and I think that's why everyone probably likes the Ducks here. But they're just not a good hockey team, obviously. And the Flames have been, I don't know, weird. The Flames and the Panthers are right there on the weirdness scale for me. Obviously they make their big trades, et cetera. And how has it affected them? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Markstrom, I think, went last night for them. And again, if I know your goalie, it's either for one thing or another. It's either you're really good or you're bad. And I know that Markstrom has been disappointing, and he's been arguably the guy that's kept them from not winning a Stanley Cup. And that's at least what I hear on the streets. But he's allegedly going today, unconfirmed, versus Lucas Dostal. So we'll see what happens there. But I think ultimately Calgary, as my guy Gokster would say, Calgary will probably end up winning this game. I lean towards an over just because I like the Ducks' high flyingness and Markstrom not really convincing for me. Bobano, anything on this one?
Yeah, no Calgary in my world. It's Calgary. Come on, let's get that right. Yeah, Calgary.
Fucking Gokster. I don't know why he says it like that, yeah. Bobano. Canadian to Canadian. You guys might have to have a talk with him and say, "What are you doing, Gokster? Calgary?"
Yeah, come on. You're a Canadian. You can't pronounce. You'd be mocked and ridiculed for your lifetime if you call it that here in Canada. Nobody here calls it Calgary. No way. Everybody here, Calgary. That's how you say it. Calgary. Okay. Think of it as cavalry. Cavalry. Yeah, Calgary. There you go.
Okay, throw a G in the middle of cavalry, and you've got Calgary. Yeah. No, I'm going to give Gokster a bunch of shit now because of it, so I cannot wait.
We love Gokster, though. We do. Look, I like the over here, obviously. Calgary's actually been trending over the last few games, scoring goals. Last night, they gave up some. I was on the over there with Flames and Kings. After a slow start, it ended up the goals flying in the third period. This one probably does go over the total, too. I mean, Anaheim's still not playing great defensively. I mean, they beat Edmonton 4-3. It's only because Dostal stood on his head. They gave up 49 shots. They've given up 40-plus shots 3 straight games, 4-1 losses to L.A. and Minnesota in back-to-back games. Calgary's gone over the total in 5 straight games. Series history-wise, 4-1-1 to the over in the last 6 head-to-head meetings between the Ducks and the Flames. So, yeah, over 6. And I think I might also get in on a Calgary team total over 3.5. I think they win the game, but I don't want to lay this price with them. They're a little flaky sometimes, but I think they can get to 4 goals. So it's probably going to be a Flames team total and a full game over for me.
Love that. I love that. Bobano, we did it. I'm glad that you could join me braving the winter elements. First off, I hope your power stays on, and especially your heat. Second off, again, thank you for joining me. Let's review our lovely plays of the day here. I'll start it off. Very interesting card for me, to say the least. I mean, NHL has been would have been making me money the last 3 days too, so it's been funny. Over 6.5 minus 128, a little juicy there in Vancouver, Edmonton, but it's juice because they also know what's up. The under 5.5 minus 104 in Colorado, Nashville. Under 6.5, Florida, New York Islanders minus 113. I am on the Winnipeg Jets money line plus 145 and the over 6 at 102 in that game. And that will do it. I'm almost considering moving on the Bruins, but that seems like a homer play. I will probably just stay off of it there. Bobano, what are you on?
Every over. Yep. There you go. So that right away will knock out the totals right now. Some I like more than others. To be honest with you, the favorite overs I like are probably Winnipeg, Washington, Columbus, Chicago, and Vancouver Edmonton's probably the number one over of the day. But I'm on the over in every single game in some form. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'm waiting for goalie confirmations, but probably will be on the Jets as a dog. Might have a small little taste of Philly, just small, because of this Ersson NHL debut as their goaltender. I could see them playing a really, really hard effort for him tonight in his debut. Boston, New Jersey, pass on the side. Florida Islanders, pass on the side. Colorado, Nashville, probably a pass on the side. Montreal, Dallas, pass on the side. Columbus, Chicago, pass on the side. Edmonton, regulation and puck line. I do like that against Vancouver. I do like Arizona as a home underdog against LA. I probably will look to take a shot with St. Louis as a road dog at some point once we get goalies and lineups confirmed, and probably team total over for Calgary.
All right, beautiful. And by the way, shout out to Rocco Rogers for reminding me. I almost forgot. I didn't write it down, but I'm going to bet it. The birthday parlay for Mills, Christopher Comentini. Happy birthday to both of you. Dallas Stars, money line, Edmonton, first period, over 1.5. There, Bobano, again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you and your power for cooperating at this time. We're not going to see you on for a little bit, huh?
No, because the next show that I will be doing on the channel probably won't be until there's no NFL Pub Hub, right? No?
Nope.
No, I figured it's Christmas Day. How the hell can you have that? But yeah, there you go. So we're off this week and probably won't be back on until Tuesday with Net Profit.
Beautiful. Little Tuesday action for Bobano. Bobano, again, thank you so much for joining me. And thank you.
Hold on. Actually, I might have to correct myself here. I should have checked this already. When is the NBA coming back after the Christmas break? Because there's no NBA tomorrow. I know that then they got the Christmas Day schedule that they usually have. If they're playing Monday, I'll be on NBA Pub Hub, of course.
There you go. NBA games soon to be coming there. Yeah. So Bobana will be on with us at some point in fashion, giving everyone the break Christmas
I won't be on this weekend though, which is nice. I mean, it's been a grueling, on-air schedule for me since September. It's like basically been nonstop. So to get these 2 days here, Saturday, Sunday, with not a single show to do, it's actually very nice. Yeah, there's an NBA schedule on Monday. So we will have NBA Pub Hub Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Beautiful. So NBA Pub Hub Mondays when we will see Bobano next. Like I said, Bobano, I don't get to tell you often, but thank you for joining me.
I'll be on later today, NBA Pub Hub. So I'm not done yet before the.
There you go, NBA Pub Hub later today. I'm glad. I hope you guys cover. I don't think you guys are going to do. Well, today's Friday, so I hope you guys cover some NBA on Christmas there as well.
We will. We'll throw out Orleans for Christmas Day on the show today for sure.
Awesome. Yep. See, there you go. Beautiful. Thank you, Bobano. Thank you for joining me on Betting with Bouquett. And thank you for joining me throughout the year on Say Hey Plays, all that good stuff. I appreciate your expertise, knowledge, and consistency, Bobano.
There we go. Thank you very much. About. Merry Christmas to
Well, I think we lost Bobano there officially. There went the power. Bobano, thank you for joining us. Very funny there that, of course, he just kind of cuts off there. The power just goes off. But good timing, nonetheless. I appreciate you, Bobano. All right, so let's move on there. And wow, what an interesting NHL segment it was. A lot of by myself there for a little bit, but we managed. And again, thank you to Bobano for coming through there. It was very nice, and I'm glad that his power is back on. So a lot of fun there. Shout out to, let's get to the chat real quick before we move on to the NBA. Shout out to Wham. He says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Wham did not like me saying Bompton. Wham was not a fan of that. And I think I understand now why Wham was not a fan of me saying Bompton. So shout out to Wham. Swiss Horton in the chat saying you have a pod posted today. Thank you, Swiss. Let us know for sure. And like we said, hit that like button as always. Mr. MDR, thanks. DC Capper liking Louisiana +7. DC, I might tell you just because you've been so good as of late. The last 2 days, beating me 1v1. So shout out to you, my man. I might tell you for that. But let's move on. And let's talk to man that You know, I think whenever I talk to this guy, I feel like I'm back in high school. He's like one of the cool kids sitting at the cool table, and I'm my nerdy self, and I'm like, "Can I sit with you, sir?" And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here. Why the fuck would I spend my time with you?" And I'm glad that we're not in high school anymore, and I'm glad that I get to talk to this guy, the freshest man in the building, Dutch Boy Fresh.
Hey, Jose, little motherfucker, my man. How we doing, my guy?
Dutch, I'm doing well. I can't complain. We just navigated 30 minutes of NHL by myself. So we did a great job there. Can't complain. But now we're talking round ball. We're talking hoops. And I can't wait. Before we get into the hoops, Dutch, today's a big day for you. You got your red. You look like Mr. Rogers right now.
A little fresher than Mr. Motherfucking Rogers, boy. Hey, but yeah, man, it is a big day. It is a big day, man. Hey, it's a big weekend. I believe everyone probably got should have some positive vibes going throughout the household, wherever the fuck you be at. Hopefully that's what the case is. Got some good flour, got some good drink, and most importantly, around some real motherfucking people, some good vibes all the way around. But we're going to vibe out later today on Pub Culture. You know, my little guy, Jose. Hey, motherfucking Jose, we'll be in the building as well. It's going to be a nice edition, bro. It's a Christmas edition of the motherfucking sesh on Pub Culture. So be sure to check it out. I don't know if you've went over with it. Did Dabby Cab already come on the show or not?
No. Dabby Cab will be after you, and we'll have Dabby Cab and you on together real quick so you guys can explain all the hijinks and stuff that's going to go on there. But let me tell you, Dutch, I filmed two things for the sesh. I gave you guys a little bonus as well. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah, I know you always like to do a little too much. You know,
that is true.
I always need to do a little more than you need to do.
That's 100% facts. That is 1,000% facts. I'm always doing too much. But let's talk about a team and a league that's not doing too much. It's the National Basketball Association here. And we'll talk about a shit game to start off, but it means a lot to me, Dutch. I am one of the biggest haters for the Spurs right now. I want them to lose every single fucking basketball they play. Every game, I want them to lose because I want that tall-ass motherfucker, Victor Wembanyama, in San Antonio next year. So I hope they get crushed here. They're playing the upstart Magic, who they just beat my fucking Boston Celtics 2 games in a row, back-to-back. They, obviously won without Tatum, but they beat the hell out of them. And the Magic are seemingly a team that everyone's starting to get higher on, Bull, shout out to him, doing his thing. Banchero basically already has his Rookie of the Year locked up. What are you thinking about this one, Dutch? 7's a little much, though.
Yeah, man. First of all, definitely salute to the real ones holding us down in the chat. Spence, I see you, my man. Hopefully I'll see you today in the chat. I better see all the real motherfuckers in the chat today on Pub Culture. If you ain't subscribed there, subscribe there. Do whatever you got to do to get in the motherfucking chat to vibe out with us. It will be like no other.
Yes,
believe that. Yeah, and I ain't going to lie to you, man. Once I seen there was 14 games on this motherfucking card, I instantly hit up Wham Bam to try to take my spot. Not even his ass wanted to come on here with you. But Bono tried to get the fuck out of here too.
Oh, hey, that's fine. I'll do it by myself. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Nah, but it's all good. You told me 13, and I felt some type of way, and then you tried to water it down to 10, and I looked, and there was 14 motherfucking basketball games. Oh my God. So let's get to it. Back with this motherfucker. No.
Here's the best thing about me, Dutch. We don't have to talk about this fucking game. This is a backwood. We can just.
I know. Believe me, I know this. I know this, Jose. I know this. But yeah, man. But I'm high on Orlando. Tune in to NBA Pub Hub later on today, and you'll get a detailed breakdown of the Orlando Magic from our guy, Mr. Bobano himself. Ski and the crew. So yeah, man, I would only look Orlando here. San Antonio don't want to win basketball games. Shout out to my guy, Sam Comer. I see you, my man. It is a backwood for me because I'm not laying 7 with Orlando, but you could probably find a way to profit off the Magic in this basketball game. Fucking Banchero's a beast, man. And obviously, Bobo is something else, So San Antonio fade mode right now, but I'm not laying 7 with the Magic.
Hey, Bull. People talk about Victor Wembanyama. We got Bull right there. Right there, we got him. Oh man, shout out to Bull
Yeah,
Bull.
he'll probably be. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably be better than this boy. This youngster probably will be better
Oh,
than him. But that dude's nice in Orlando, man. He's nice.
I like him. I like Bull Bull. Shout out to him. We move on from this game backwoods. I got nothing on this game. I hope the Spurs get fucking crushed.
You bet basketball?
Huh?
You bet basketball?
Well, I'm betting all these fucking. I've been betting it this whole week. I got fucking
just because you're
killed.
hosting this segment, don't mean you have to bet basketball. By the way,
Well,
don't
no,
feel
for me it
obligated to
does.
bet.
For me, it does. Fuck it.
Don't feel obligated to tell my shit either. I don't want you mushing my shit, motherfucker.
That's true. You know, that's fair. Fair is fair there.
Right.
And you know, I might tell one of those plays, but I'll just do it quietly and silently. So you don't worry. Mike M, good point here, by the way. Spurs are 12-1 ATS and 10-3 to the over as dogs of 7 or more at the East. If the total is more than 222, so that's a lot of word salad there. But it might be an interesting
pimp slap play of the motherfucking day. Good to see my guy, Mike. Yeah, shot me a DM yesterday. I appreciate it. Say ready for the sesh. That's some real love right there, and that's a real one. I know he'll be in the motherfucking building. OG Wham, I see you, my man.
Shout out to him. Let's move on to the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Philadelphia 76ers. A good game here. A good game here. Now, the real question is, are we going to get Kawhi and Paul George? Because they played in a game this week already. I know their contracts stipulate they only play like once a week, but there's a big game here. You know, cross country matchup. Philadelphia feeling good about themselves. Joel Embiid feeling good about themselves. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's if Kawhi and Paul George are playing, I like the Clippers here, but who the fuck knows if that's going to happen?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why I believe this could be, you know, a nice spot for the Clippers, but you know, how are you going to step in front of Philly right now, bro? They haven't left the crib since December fucking 9th. All right.
Oh my God.
They've been chilling. All right. And they played 6 basketball games in that period. All right. 6 basketball games. And they've been at the house the whole fucking time. I don't know what they did to the schedule makers, but it might be rough late because it's a beautiful motherfucking thing for the Sixers early at the house. They've been chilling for quite some time. They have not lost a basketball game in that period. I don't know if they'll lose this basketball game. This is a basketball game. You're right. You spot on, Jose, when you say this is a good basketball game because I can make a case for both sides. If Kawhi and PG play, obviously I would look towards the Clippers' way, especially getting points here. But I mean, this is really just playing the guessing game, to be quite honest with you. I think the Sixers are fugazi when it comes down to it. I don't trust James Harden whatsoever. And Embiid is, you know, he is what he is. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, Glenn Rivers running the show. Ty Lue is going to, you know, he knows Mr. Rivers pretty well, right? So yeah. I think he actually has an edge over Glenn, to be quite honest with you. So, and with PG and Kawhi out there, I think they could beat these boys. So getting 3.5, let me see who's suiting up. But no play on this game, but definitely looking forward to watching this basketball game.
It's going to be a good game. I will admit, I definitely thought Doc was fired already. 100% Doc got fired already. And I'm glad he's still coaching.
Come on, man. Why you do that to Big Ragu, man? We got one Doc in this motherfucker.
Oh,
right?
You're right.
The guy's
sorry,
name
sorry.
is fucking Glenn. Call him
Glenn.
by his name, Jose. Be respectful, please.
Glenny. We'll talk about Glenny Rivers. I can't believe he has a coaching job still. It's shocking. It's actually kind of shocking. But Sixers are playing fine. When they get eliminated from the playoffs early this season, he'll get fired again, and he'll enjoy his NBA TV job, though. So shout out to the 76ers. I'm right there with you, though. I think they're a fake squad, and I think they're going to get folded up in the playoffs by someone better. So speaking of someone better in the Eastern Conference, let's talk about Minnesota Twins and the Boston Celtics here.
What'd you
Boston,
say?
The better team, the Minnesota.
What'd you say? Minnesota who?
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Baseball, bro. This ain't fucking baseball.
Oh, I call them the Twins? Okay,
yes,
the Timberwolves, you know. Hey, I've called the San Francisco fucking Giants, the 49ers all the time now. It's very fun. This is what happens when you've got baseball mind on. So the Timberwolves, the T-Wolves, America's least favorite team here, Dutch. I can say that. I think that everyone hates the Timberwolves. I think it's funny. I said this on like Wednesday. I don't know if it's because Rudy Gobert started COVID or it's because he's French. I don't know why everyone doesn't like him, but it's one of those two reasons. I don't know. And I'll say this. The Celtics have been playing their worst basketball as of late. I fucking got killed on them on Wednesday. They got blown out by the Pacers for some reason. I don't want to bet them again here. But I absolutely don't want any fucking Timberwolves action. No, thank you.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to our guy Jay Peasy, man. Hey, good to see you, my man. I ain't seen Peasy in a minute. I miss my man Peasy. Shout out to Jay Peasy. Hopefully you're enjoying the holiday weekend, and I better see you. I know I'll see you, my guy. I know I'll see the real one, Peasy, today. Also, Sweaty Butcher. Happy holidays to you and your fam, my man. I see you, my man. Sweaty Butcher, a real one. Got that glue on fire in the plane, and it's official. It'll get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. It's only Celtics on here, right? You said it, man. About the Timberwolves. They're fucking bipolar as fuck. They're fugazi as fuck. I don't trust them. Nobody does like Rudy Gobert. It probably got a little bit to do with both of what you've said there, sir. A little bit of both. Not to mean that motherfucker. Not to mention he's so big and so soft, right? I mean, he really is. So he can rebound the basketball, but everything else he just don't look comfortable doing, and he just doesn't look comfortable at anything else but rebounding the motherfucking basketball. But yeah, I'd look here. I would look for Celtics to get right, man. I mean, it's about time for them to start playing like we've seen them play all year. You know about the Celtics from head to toe. So I like the Celtics, man. But do they give a fuck about this basketball game? They do have a big game on deck on Christmas too. I'm looking to kind of stay away from games that people are playing on Christmas because most of these games are pretty big on the Christmas slate on Sunday. So the Celtics, man, you know, you probably should fuck around and put it on these boys. So team total, maybe. Look, we've been riding that team total over. It did die down a little bit. But yeah, man, you could probably find a way to exploit the Timberwolves in this basketball game.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what the Timberwolves do, though. It's this team's one of the more fascinating ones in the league, just on the aspect of they have new owners, and the new owners. When you're a new owner, you get to your team, you want to immediately make a big move, and they make that's going to be one of the worst trades in NBA history. Rudy Gobert.
I'm not too intrigued about what's going to happen. They're going to be at best in the next 5 to 10 years, they'll be mediocre.
So and I'm going to see what are they going to do, because Anthony Edwards is very good. I think Anthony Edwards could be the next guy. And
he's kind of came back to reality though this year.
No, he's a fat ass. He needs to realize he needs to get in shape. He's just like Luka in his second year. He realized he was the shit, and Anthony Edwards was like,
okay. Look at Luka's numbers compared to fucking Anthony Edwards' numbers.
Well, yeah, Luka's
okay. So Luka half in shape is still busting ass. Edward, I don't know what the fuck. He has his moments, but compared to what he did last year, yeah, you're right. Is he in NBA shape? Probably not. You know, not too much, but I don't know, man. I think he come back a little bit to reality. I got my boy Wham Bam put me on to him, and he's a little better than I thought. But what I've seen this year is kind of what I thought he was coming out of college. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
last year he had one hell of a year.
I need more maturity. I need more maturity from him, and just be a professional. Get your shit together and come prepared for the full season. But I like
if Anthony Towns is calling you out, hey, bro. I mean, come on, that says something right there. So I'm right with you right there. He's got all the talent in the world. We seen that last year. So you're right, Jose.
The softest collection of big men lie in Minnesota.
What is Wham Bam calling the finger roll boys? Yeah, we got a couple finger roll boys.
Man, shout out to the finger roll boys.
What do we got? Oh, damn, this game? Fuck, go ahead.
Yeah, another backwoods game for me here, Dutch. It's easy.
Yeah, back with this motherfucker.
The Hawks are horrible. Trae Young is not a good basketball player. I've been saying that since he got drafted. I think he's the most overrated basketball player in the NBA, right there with Kobe Bean all time. And I just cannot get there. It's just, there's no way. And you're already hearing is Trae Young going to ask for a trade? Oh, that shit. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I would rather take the Pistons here with a bunch of young kids that are too stupid enough to not care about playing in this game because they want to solidify their job in the NBA and all that good stuff. They ain't playing on Christmas Day. They ain't doing shit for the fucking rest of the couple of days. So I'd lean towards the Pistons here, but I don't want any good, hard-earned money of mine on the Detroit basketball team.
Yeah, man. Our guy Sam Coleman liking the Pistons +9. I tell you one thing. Yeah, you said a lot, so you said enough. Because there ain't no way I'm laying motherfucking 9 with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't give a fuck who's on the jersey. If they're an NBA basketball team, I'm not laying 9 with Atlanta. I don't. Obviously they're a little bit better at the house, but yeah, man, they've come. They're not happy. When your superstar ain't happy and you're really missing your real superstar, Murray. Trae ain't even the best player in the backcourt on that once they sign Murray. So get that little motherfucker out the way. Like we said before, Trae is not the motherfucking way. All right.
No way.
Keep it moving. Fuck this basketball game.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Mr. MDR says it perfectly. Those OU athletes, they get they check. They're just done. They're done from there. They're fucking done.
Yeah, solid point to our guy. Shout out to MDR.
All right, let's talk about a good basketball game here. Finally, fucking Milwaukee Bucks versus the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, who actually look like they give a shit now. Shout out to them. I'll give most of the credit to KD because he's been on one as of late. MVP form. The real MVP is Jokic, but whatever. But he's been up there, KD. Honestly, just first looking at this game, -3 at home. I like the Bucks here if we got the full Bucks squad, Giannis, Middleton, all those guys. I think Giannis is one of those dudes that he will fucking come at this game determined, want to make a statement, want to beat KD because of all the stuff that surrounds the Nets, all the talk that the Nets get. I think Giannis is one of those dudes that takes that shit to heart, and I think he can have a big game here. Do I trust him enough? No, I just can't get there money-wise, but I would love to hear what you have to say, Dutch, and maybe I can get there with the Bucks.
Yeah, well, way to go out on a limb and say Giannis is going to have a big game. Yeah,
I know. Trust me. I'm
he
going
probably
wild.
will have a big game. Do I think they win the motherfucking basketball game? I do not. I don't. I think this game means more, personally, in my opinion, to the Brooklyn Nets. Milwaukee do what they do, man. Brooklyn has been suspects as fuck for a minute now, and they've actually came back to what we've expected. You touched on it. They're actually playing like they give a fuck, and you're spot on. It starts with KD. Obviously, the coaching change was huge. All right. They're a completely different basketball team with Jock Vaughn running the show. Coaching matters, and Steve Nash was not an NBA coach. And you can see it throughout the locker room. You can see it through the players. These boys play, together. And you got KD and Kyrie, man. It don't get much better from an offense perspective in this league. So they're going to compete against anybody at any night. To me, them not playing on Christmas. Milwaukee does have Boston on Christmas Day. And as I told you, I'm looking at these factors. KD mentioned something about not playing on Christmas as well. Wow. I personally just think they care more about this basketball game than the Milwaukee Bucks. They did lose to Milwaukee October 26th in Milwaukee by 11. But as I've touched many times on NBA Pub Hub, Brooklyn Nets give a fuck about home court this year. They were embarrassing last year and flat out more than embarrassing. Last year against on the home court there in Brooklyn. I knew coming in this year they would, make it a point to fucking protect that house. They're 9-5 straight up at the crib this year. They've won 7 straight overall, 9-1 last 10 at the crib. 4-1 over 4-1 ATS against the number last 5 overall. The Bucks on the road are kind of suspect. We've been able to attack them. They are money at the house as well, but on the road 5-7 ATS on the road this year. As I mentioned, they do have Boston on deck. I think they might. It is kind of somewhat of a look ahead spot for them having to play on Christmas Day against the Celtics, and obviously not having Middleton back, then bringing him out. I think that's an issue. He will not be in this basketball game. Drew will be back, but they've had guys in and out of this rotation the whole fucking time. It's hard to get everything set in their rotations when you keep having big players coming in and out. Brooklyn has not had that, and we've seen what they've done. Give me the motherfucking Brooklyn Nets -2, -120. It's good money.
Little Brooklyn Nets. I can see.
Fuck your fear the deer, Jose.
I can see it. I think your case makes a whole lot of sense because the Bucks have been there. They fucking made the finals. They've won it already.
They've already got the chip. Like Giannis has nothing to prove, bro.
Yeah, right now the Nets are
and
figuring it
Kyrie
out.
got to prove some shit.
And they've got to play together and figure it out because they have not played a lot together. And this is one of those starts where they're finally starting to click and everything. I like your look there, Dutch. I'm not gonna lie. I might flip. I'm not gonna tail it because you told me not to, but I like your look there. So I will not be betting this game, but
as long as you don't bet the Bucks, we're good, man. I don't want you losing money. You do what you want. I'm just fucking with you overall, but I definitely don't want you giving motherfucking money away.
No,
this is a good basketball game. It's a tough basketball game. I think Brooklyn wins this basketball game.
Okay, fair enough. I like it. I cannot wait for that game. I'll be actually watching it. And I fucking can't stand watching the NBA. So that's how good that basketball game is.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Raptors.
Call the Wolves the Twins, man. This is what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about Christian Vasquez as their catcher. It's big stuff going on in MLB. Toronto Raptors.
You're always talking about catching something, Jose. Get the fuck out of here, man.
What a game. This is on paper, this is a good game, but the Raptors have just been one of the more disappointing teams in basketball. They came out. I bet them the other day, shot to Preston. Pascal Siakam did his spin move, the one move he's got, scored his 44 or whatever, 42. Good job by him. But I like the Cavaliers a lot, like just like everyone else does. Donovan Mitchell, I like all that shit. He's obviously a lot more comfortable in Cleveland. If you read that article he had where he was talking about playing in Utah, how comfortable he was. Now he's back in Cleveland feeling good again. I like all that shit. 4.5 seems kind of cheap. I'm not going to lie, Dutch. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I jumped on the 4. I do endorse the 4.5. I think they run these boys off the floor. The Cavs. This is a Cavs spot here for me. They've been bet on for me at the crib. Toronto is feisty, so usually I do ride with the Cavs first half as well. But to me, give me the completely better team that protects home court full game at -4. I'll lay the juicy. I got that 110. You can lay the 120 or simply lay the 4.5 if you don't like it, because they will cover. You just know me with the hooker. I'm not really fond of laying it. This year versus Toronto, they are 0-2. So, this to me is a direct spot in the Cavaliers. They did not have Jared Allen in one game as well, but they have lost both games to Toronto this year, actually 3 straight. As I touched on it, Cavaliers at the house to me. Mitchell has bought in. You said it. Garland is a stud. I don't really like the way Garland acts like a little motherfucking female every time he gets fouled, but offensively, as a point guard, he's one of the better guys in the league playing in that position. But I would like to see him toughen the fucking up a little bit. Spider has fit in very well there, but down low, this should be where they really, I think, could take advantage of Toronto with Mobley and Allen down there. So I expect them to beat them on the boards, battle them up a little bit, and just simply take care of home court. They're 16-2 straight up at the house this year. Yeah, exactly. They don't lose basketball games at the house. 12-4-2 against the number at the crib. 19-6 as a favorite overall. 7-1 ATS last 8 meetings in Cleveland versus these boys. And as I touched on it, the Raptors are suspect as fuck. They did put it on the Knicks, as we talked about on NBA Pub Hub. The Knicks being 1.5 point favorites. That was some fugaziness. We knew the fuckery was in. We stayed off that game. The Raptors did play a good basketball game and actually won a basketball game. They're 1-6 last 7 straight up overall. 2-10 straight up last 10 on the road. We've been fading Toronto on the road, and we're going to do it again tonight. 4-10 as a dog overall. We got a short number here with the Cavaliers. They will handle business. Mitchell, Garland, and then boys are going to put it all over the little Raptors tonight. Believe that. The land. And most importantly, the first song I put on today, when I got in grind mode at 6:05 a.m., I didn't put it on. I hit the motherfucking thing, pressed the button, put my hoodie on, put the beats on, and got in grind mode. And the first motherfucking song that came on was a motherfucking Kid Cudi song. So that's from the land. I mean, it's only right, goddammit. Later 4 is good money.
All right, beautiful. I'm on the 4.5 -115. I like the Cavaliers. I love Jared Allen, and I love Mobley. I really like Mobley. Mobley, a.k.a. Kevin Garnett 2.0. So I love that shit. Let's move on.
That's all out there. That's it.
Well, you get what you get. Whatever, it's fine. Bet on. Obviously, I only bet online just because I live in Texas. But you can definitely line shop and shit. So that's what I took 4.5 there.
Yeah, that's good, man. They'll win this game by double digits.
Exactly. Chicago Bulls, New York Knicks. I love watching the Chicago Bulls fall apart. It's just funny to see. We saw the Levine news come out the other day. They said the teammates called him out, and now like 2 days later, all right, DeMar DeRozan request to trade. Zach LaVine, request to trade. The Bulls will be the most interesting team this trade deadline because they've got so many fucking guys to trade. They can trade, like I said, DeRozan, LaVine, Caruso is going to be the biggest trade piece in the fucking trade deadline. I can't wait for that. Whichever contender gets Caruso is going to love him. I hope he doesn't go to the Warriors. If he goes to the Warriors,
Alex Caruso is the biggest trademark going to be. Biggest pick up in the trade market.
He's going to be great in the playoffs.
Okay, all right, give me the fucking mic, man. God damn it, this is why I was worried about talking NBA with your ass, motherfucker. Hey, real talk though, that's funny. He could be a nice little piece for someone, but come on, man. Hey,
he's going to be great.
Yeah, he's nothing about Alex Caruso is great. He can play good defense, but ain't nothing about great. Hey, this motherfucker. Hey, the Bulls have lost back-to-back games to the Knicks. Okay, so I don't know why, but I like the Knicks here, or I like the Bulls some reason here, bro. I haven't bet this game. I only put +2 bets today on this whole fucking 2 touchdown card. But I kind of like the Bulls here. They rallied around a little. As we said on NBA Pub Up, they're gonna get either fall the fuck apart, or they're gonna rally around this locker room shit, right? Because who knows what the fucking media does, man? You can't believe that shit. Did something go down? Obviously, but we don't know how these boys are reacting from it inside that locker room. So far, they've won 2 basketball games. In a close one at the end, won it by a last second little layup after, on some bull ass shit. But I don't know why. I just think this is a competitive basketball game, and 5.5 seems like this game could be like, last second type of shit to me. Now the Bulls did lose back-to-back games at home versus the Knicks December 14th through the 16th. Won 2 straight since that incident, like I mentioned. And the reason why I haven't pulled the trigger here is because the Bulls have not been very well against the Knicks. 1-5 ATS last 6 versus the New York. And the Knicks have been somewhat hot of late, as we touched on. 8-1 ATS last 9 overall. 4-1 ATS last 5 at the house. But the Knicks also have the Sixers on deck on Christmas. Are they overlooking a team that they just beat 2 times in Chicago? Once was in overtime, and then they played right back to back 2 days later and got their ass fucking stomped out. So I look for the Bulls to come in here and play competitive basketball for 4 quarters. I lean 5.5. Haven't pulled the trigger yet because, let's be honest, it's the fucking Chicago Bulls here. Yeah. But yeah, man, I do like the Bulls somehow, some way in this game.
No, I like the revenge angle for sure. That's a good way. Beat them twice, sit on those 2 losses. And then I think you're right about how, those trade requests and everything go. Guess what? They're not going to play like shit now because they requested a trade. They're going to want to play well to get the fuck up out of there. And I think that's as good of motivation as any to get yourself going and playing well. So Bulls, not a bad look here at all. I'll write that down and put that and see if I'm going to add that on my card. It is just always scary putting your money on the Chicago Bulls. But nonetheless, let's move on and talk about apparently the best team in basketball, the Indiana Pacers. Fucking the Indiana Pacers smacked the shit out of the Celtics. They've been entertaining and fun to watch. And here's the thing that I didn't think I'd be saying this season, Dutch. Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat have the same fucking record. They're both 16-16 right now. Did not think that was going to happen for either squad. I lean towards the Pacers here, honestly. I don't like the Heat at all this year. I mean, Jimmy Butler has to be in for them to be anything. And he's been kind of in and out this year. Give me the Pacers. I just like the vibe over there a lot better. And at the house, obviously, the Heat will be a little tougher, and it will probably lead me not to bet it. But ultimately, I just lean towards the Pacers and a younger, hungrier squad.
Yeah, man. I questioned this all started, man. It all started when Mr. Jimmy Butler had to go and get that hair, right? As soon as we seen that shit, it was all fucked up, man. As soon as this motherfucker went and got extensions, we knew it was gonna be some bull ass shit, and that's what we've seen from Miami. So yeah, I gotta back with this motherfucker, man.
This motherfucker. Let's keep on moving on. And guys, I'm sorry I don't have the fucking video. It's a Big Show joint. Big Show. Shout out to Big Show. He's got it, and Victor as well. So shout out to them.
Yeah, you lagging, man. You lagging.
Dallas, Houston, shit game. Shout out to Luka, of course. I mean, he's my guy. I will never forget Trae Young for Luka Doncic. Atlanta Hawks, Dallas Mavericks. We'll never forget that. One of the worst trades in NBA history as well. Ultimately, it's a Dallas spot, but this is a backwoods just because I don't want to bet on any battle of Texas basketball this year. Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, all this shit. No thanks. Not betting them.
Yeah, man. Big Luka the Don fan here, but the Mavs have been frustrating as fuck this year, especially against the number. They do have the Lakers on deck Christmas Day as well. So yeah, it's a backwood for me, man.
Good, beautiful. A lot of good Christmas. Dutch, I don't know the Christmas Day games, and you're telling me about them right now. I'm like, oh my God, this is lovely. Oh, been excited. Maybe I'll watch some basketball.
Hey, I will say this, man. It starts right here with you and vibing out right here on the Friday, of course. And this will carry on through Pub Sports Radio. And then, of course, Pub Culture at 3 or 6 Eastern time. This is one hell of a weekend, though, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be good vibes all the way through. Obviously, it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas motherfucking day on Sunday. But if you, as a sports fan, can't get hyped up for what we got on deck, I mean, come the fuck on, man. It's a beautiful thing, really, when you see what we got going this whole week.
It is.
But yeah, man, we're gonna start it right here and hitting them over the head with these NBA plays. And I'm sure you and Bobano gave out some winners already as well.
Yeah, hopefully. I can't wait for the Christmas Day games because Dutch, I'm gonna be annoying the shit out of you that day because I'm gonna be asking you for winners because I'll be in your neck of the woods. I'll be in Vegas that day, so I'll be making those bets. It'll be a whole lot of fun there. Right, OKC, New Orleans. I think this is the most surprising line of the day. I 100% thought the Pelicans would be favored here. And there must be someone out or something. I'll double check that, obviously, while you're speaking. But I thought this would be a Pelican spot for me. Zion's got to be out or something for OKC to be favored by 2 here. What do you think about this shit game?
Yeah, man, I didn't even look at this game. It's exactly what you said. It's a backwood. Obviously, with the line, there's no Zion, I'm sure. So I know BI's still out. CJ had one hell of a game last game. Maybe he's starting to come back. Watch out for the Pelicanos, though. If BI, Zion plays the way he has, and if CJ can get back to what we've seen in P-Town, because he's been struggling this year. Yeah, man, he dropped 40 pieces the other night. So, yeah, no action on this game, but could be a prop game, though, because I don't think they have anything for Shea either. But you're right, -2 OKC. I don't know about no Thunder Buddy being, I usually like to get them with the points, but 2 very impressive wins against the Blazers, I will say. Beat the Blazers both times. OKC's a gritty basketball team, man. They really are. They really are. So, tough basketball game. Will not be better than this basketball game.
Yeah, I love OKC. I love both of these teams, truthfully. I look forward to betting the Pelicanos in the playoffs because they're going to be a great playoff team. Shout out to Herb Jones. And I look forward to watching the Thunder hopefully, progress, keep going up and up and up. If there's another team that I want them to get Wembanyama, it's this one, just because I would love to see what the fuck they do with Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama just running the 5 and the 4, just fucking arms and legs all over the paint. Would be a lot of fun to watch. They'd get fucking bullied by everyone, but it would be fun to watch. It would be fun to watch. All right. Next game on our slate, Portland, Denver, a semi-backwoods. Let's say this. There's a 2 teams that I really don't give a fuck about, but there's 2 players that I definitely give a fuck about. Shout out to Dame, who I truly thought Dame might have been cooked. I thought, that abdominal, I was like, I don't know. It hurt. Is he really going to come back and be that guy? No, yeah, he's going to come back and be that guy. He's perfectly all right. Portland might make the playoffs this year because they got nothing there besides him. Shout to him. And then Jokic he's won back-to-back MVPs. He's going to fuck around and win a 3rd. Jokic is easily my least favorite player in basketball. I fucking love him. He passes the ball like a wizard. He's gigantic. His brothers are hilarious. Everything about the Nikola Jokic I love. So shout to him. Shout to the Nuggets. 4.5 seems kind of cheap here, but ultimately I have nothing on this one so far. Dutch, what about you?
Well, shit, you said a lot, man. Fuck, Joker ain't winning no more MVPs. I'll say that. And Dame Cook, what the fuck you talking, bro? Come on, man. It's injuries, bro. This dude's way too young. Cares way too much about basketball. And if you follow anything about Dame time, is way too hard of a worker to be cooked, bro. So he's just right, and he's right back where he is. He's gonna be doing this for many, many years to come. And they do have Jeremy Grant, who's averaging 23 points a game this year. They do have Simons, who's averaging 24 points a game this year. So I wouldn't say it's just Dame time. But Portland was frustrated as fuck these last 2 games against OKC. They played great basketball so far this year. Maybe coming back to reality a little bit here. These two teams played not too long ago in P-Town. Very close line. I got the 1.5. They lose by 1 overall. P-Town did by Jamal Murray's crazy 3-pointer at the end after Dame Time hit his. A great fucking basketball game. One of the better basketball games we were able to watch this year. This should be about the same. This line seems pretty sharp to me. You're right. I'd probably look Denver here, but I'm not betting on the Nuggets here. I don't have a play on this game, but I do think it's a good basketball game. Look for Dame to show out. Jamal, if he gets back to what we know of Jamal Murray, these Nuggets could go on a little bit of a run. But they need MPJ back too. I mean, they have a roster. They really do. I mean, when healthy, this team should be competing for the Western Conference Finals.
I agree wholeheartedly. I hope Jokic does. Jamal Murray is kind of flaky, and we won't even talk about Michael Porter Jr. That guy, who the fuck gives like a 4-year, whatever $1 million contract to a dude with back issues all the fucking time? That was wild move by the Nuggets. That guy.
And the reason why completely I agree with that. And the reason why I don't think he wins any MVPs because I just don't think they win any. He's just not going to get the championships. He's got his MVPs now, so they're gonna be giving.
It's tough to win it. It's really tough to win it like these 2-3 years because voters just get tired of you.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They just get tired of giving it to you. But if he goes and wins the NBA and wins the chip, then he'll win the he'll win he can win another MVP most definitely, because he's gonna be the main focus. But they need them boys to them two supposedly dudes, Jamal Murray and MPJ. They got to get right.
Yeah, shout out to him, and shout out to that like 40 point, 27 rebound game he had the other day. God.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. If he keeps playing like that, it could be MVPs. I just don't think they're winning enough basketball games. But yeah, he's nice. He's real nice. He's suspect as fuck on the defensive end. Bro, he can't. He's so fucking bad in the pick and roll. But offensively, he's great.
The best, yeah. So it's going to be great. Memphis Phoenix, great game. Another great game on paper here. Shout out to the Phoenix Suns for getting sold finally. We can get Sarver out of our lives, and they can get someone that's not a fucking broke boy to own their team. Memphis, 2.5 point favorite on the road. I was pretty surprised here. And we were talking MVPs. Booker right there in the conversation as of right now. He's playing well, carrying this Suns squad, and CP3's just doing whatever there. He's got his dark arts. We've got no Booker officially. He's out according to ESPN. So you can obviously see why the 2.5 happens there. Is it enough? I guess I should say, because I just mentioned that Booker is an MVP candidate. We getting a DeAndre Ayton, who I know Wham knows is a layup boy, as he says, and old ass CP3. Memphis go in here and just smack these guys in the mouth?
Tough game. Tough basketball game. Really is, bro. Tough fucking basketball game. I'm intrigued to watch this game. Honestly, tonight's going to be a motherfucking good night. I'm going to get loaded as a motherfucker on the sesh. And then I'll be loaded all day, to be honest, but super motherfucking loaded on the sesh, because we got a gang of motherfucking edibles, man. We're going in. We're going in with the edibles tonight. Shout out to Delusional Eats. I will be fucking heavily medicated. More than usual, to be quite honest with you. Got the Casamigos on deck. What game are we talking about again? Oh, yeah, another good one. My man, I have nothing on this basketball game. Ja Morant should exploit the backcourt of Phoenix. But, yeah, man, I'm intrigued. This is a crazy line. Bro. But so many basketball games, I couldn't look into this as much as I would like to. I know I can make a case for both sides. No action.
No, I completely understand. Before we move out of this game, just a general NBA question. Who do you like more for MVP, I guess? Since I mentioned Booker, people talking about Ja. Ja's right there, obviously, too. Very, very good. Ja, Booker.
KD.
Okay, fair enough. That works. Washington
I don't like either one of them as MVPs, just being honest. But if honestly, if you ask me which one this year, it's definitely Ja. Okay. But none of them are MVPs to me.
No, 100%.
Right now. Jason Tatum probably MVP of the league, but if you ask me who's the MVP right now of the league, is KD. Take KD off and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think they realistically have a shot. It's probably Tatum, Jokic, KD. One of those guys probably going to win.
KD the man right now. If you take him off of Brooklyn, come on, man. But if you take Tatum off Boston, Boston still wins basketball games at a high level, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think as of right now, he'd be the MVP for sure. But we'll see if that Brooklyn bullshit continues for the rest of the year. Last game on our card. Oh, actually, I skipped Washington Sacramento because I didn't want to talk about it on accident.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back with this game. Washington sucks. The Wizards are sorry. Those Kings are actually good, which I love. But 9 points is just.
This is a prop game. It's a prop game. Sabonis will get whatever he wants. Bradley should get whatever he wants, and De'Aaron Fox should get whatever he wants. You're gonna lay 9 with Sacramento? Shit, go ahead. You're gonna take 9 with Washington? Okay. But yeah, man, bet some props if you like this basketball game, because Sabonis is a rebounding machine, and Washington ain't got nothing for him, And then offensively, for both perspectives, probably an overlook too, because I just think both offensive teams just get the fuck off.
I agree. And by the way, I love the MVP NBA debate because there's so many fucking good players. We didn't mention Jokic, or we didn't mention Luka or Giannis as well. So
yeah. Luka's not winning enough basketball games. You talked enough about Joker, and Giannis, yeah, he's definitely in the running.
Yeah, these are all, hey, hot take, a lot of good basketball players in the NBA. Who would have thought? Last game on the board, another shit game, probably a backwoods, but I just my favorite thing to do, Dutch, now is to just subtly just throw those Kobe Bryant jabs. I just throw those Kobe Bryant, is telling people he's the 10th best player of all time. I love doing it. It's my favorite fucking thing in the world. I've already seen some people not liking the Kobe disrespect, even though I called him an overrated basketball player. But it's all right. Huh?
What?
Some people didn't like that I called him overrated, Kobe Bean.
This is why I don't like talk basketball with you, bro.
Welcome to the sesh.
See, Cab bombs in here. We'll have Cab bomb in here. No problem. No. Cab, come on. Cab can stay on.
I can't hear that. Kobe
That was perfect timing, bro. Hey, we're perfect timing, Cab. We're vibing out. He's already said some suspect shit.
I heard.
Hey, man, we're gonna lose all the viewers if we keep letting them talk. God damn it.
No, hey, I've got my takes. He's the 10th best player of all time. Shout out to him. He's very good. I just think
how's that overrated though?
Because people think he's top 3.
Okay, but you think he's top 10, so that's not that far.
No. And
I mean, top
people
10
get mad at me.
Really good. Right now, if we gave top 10 NBA players, you could the top 5, you'd probably be like, who's better? So it's not really that far off when you think about it.
I've got the list of players that are better than Kobe Bryant. I've got it.
You know why Bryant gets a lot of love, motherfucker?
Why?
Because he's not here no more, bro.
That's true, yeah.
That shit. God damn it.
That's true.
Right.
What? Bro, Kobe got love way before then. What are you saying?
No.
Yeah, obviously. I'm saying he's more relevant. He's more relevant now because he's here. You know what I mean? Fuck this basketball game. Fuck this basketball game. I have nothing on the Lake. I think the Lakers get right here, but I'm not laying motherfucking 7.
Yeah, no, I'm not betting this game either. And I agree wholeheartedly with your Kobe take. The love is increased since he's not with us anymore. So I agree with you there. But he's still the 10th best basketball player of all time, and that is very, very good. So shout out to Kobe.
10th bet is pretty fucking low. He was great, but I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you. He's in the top 10. He's in top 10 for sure. He's closer to me. Closer to probably top 5 in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. See, I love having these debates with everyone. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but you don't really know basketball though, so it's not.
No, that's the best part about it.
It's fun having a debate with someone that doesn't know what they're talking about. That's the point. You know
everyone gets so mad, and I love it. Dutch is my.
I'm not mad. I'm just speaking facts.
No, you're not mad. People in the chat get mad about it. And I love it. It makes me just it puts a smile on my face. It puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if you like basketball more, you wouldn't probably disrespect Kobe like that.
That is that's probably facts. That is probably facts, but that happens. Just remember Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Bird, Wilt, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, Kareem, Hakeem. So just remember that. Just for
you put Tim Duncan ahead of Kobe Bryant?
Oh, 1,000%.
That's some.
It's not even close.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's bring Cab on here so I can get the fuck out of here.
It's not even close. Dabby Cab, let's bring him on because I just want to see his face right now. Look at his face right now. Dutch, could you review your NBA action?
Bro, fuck Tim Duncan, okay? You're just in San Antonio, and that's such a homer.
Not even close.
Tim Duncan is better than Kobe Bryant.
Not even close.
Hey.
Not even close.
Before we go, I got the Cavs. I got the 4. I like the 4.5. I think they win this game by double digits. I'm on the Nets too. I got the 2. I do endorse the 3 now if the line's up there. Wherever you can get, shop around though, because I noticed before I came on the number was moving a little bit. And then I definitely lean heavy Chicago 5.5. Haven't got to the window with it yet, but 2 official. And I like those 2 plays an awful lot. Cavaliers definitely was on the top of my motherfucking mind from last night to this morning. I like that look an awful lot.
All right. Beautiful. Dutch, I thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are going to have a lovely show tonight. I have Siri fucking yelling at me too now. You guys are going to have a lovely...
They don't even like your shit. They're like, this fucking guy is fucking...
Siri's like, this 10th? Are you kidding me? 10th? You guys are going to have a great show today. I can't wait. Cab, could you enlighten the people while Dutch is here about what's going to happen on the show today?
Bro, it's Christmas. They always say Christmas is about fucking giving. So that's what we're going to do tonight is give. We've got multiple edible giveaways coming from Delusional Eats that you guys in the chat can win. We've got Mr. Matty Ice, the Tank Play of the Day. He's going to come on and give out his Tank Play of the Day for you guys to make some money. And, of course, our guy Razor is going to come on and give you guys his full card so that you can make some money on that. So we're just going to give. and, have a lot of fucking fun and do what we do in the sesh. You'll be on there with us. I got something for you, too. Dutch has seen it. I got you a gift. I can't wait to give it to you. It's a surprise.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm excited
Jose.
about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, shout out to Wham. He said, Jose got my son running around and tripping. So shout out to Wham.
You even pissed off little Wham Bam? Man, Jose, I ain't gonna lie. I knew it was coming, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, before I get up out of here, though, most important, we're gonna a little more in detail what we're doing. We're gonna have also 4 strains of the day. You know how we always do the strain of the day on the sesh. We bring the Christmas a little more giving. We're gonna break down a couple different strains, some concentrates as well with Delusional Eats. We will have our boy Razor Sharp Picks come through too. I believe Dabby Cap touched on that. As well as we're going to be interacting. We always interact with the chat, but we're going to have a couple polls. Our guy Jose going to help us out with that. Each one of us will be bringing our best Christmas moment, one of the best Christmas moments we like on a movie. We'll be bringing that to you. Clip, y'all vote on that. Vote on the
we weren't supposed to act it out?
What?
We weren't supposed to act it out?
Oh, my God. I cannot wait for this.
Oh, yeah, I know. I acted it out.
I promise you one thing. Hey, Jose won't be running the motherfucking show, and he won't talk no motherfucking NBA, okay? Hey, other than that, it's going to be a good motherfucking day. Believe that. But, yeah, Jose will be in the building. It'll be nothing but good motherfucking times. Most importantly, we're going to be taking care of the chat and interacting with the chat the whole motherfucking time. So, pub culture, me and my guy, Dabby Cab, Delusional East, it's going to be a beautiful thing. That right, my guy?
Bro, I can't wait. My brain's still tripping about this whole conversation. Look, when I say fuck Tim Duncan, I just don't like this bird. He's a great basketball player, but he's not better than Kobe, okay? So
100% better than Kobe. Dutch, we appreciate you for joining us, and we'll see you soon, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You a little bit later, fortunately for me. But, yeah, man, I'll see you soon enough. Nah, hey, you already know it's good breaking bread with you, Jose. Let's get to this money, man. Have a great day. I'll see you a little bit later. Dabby Cap, do your thing, my man. Everyone in the chat, we'll support y'all. Stay fresh.
All right. Shout out to Dutch Boy Fresh. Hello, Dabby. It's nice to see you.
Bro, I'm excited about this. We got college football. We got like what, hour and a half, 2 hours? It's gonna kick off. So
yeah, and we talked about it too at the beginning of the show. I texted you or I messaged you to come on the show early because Bobano's weather went down. We were talking college football. It was a whole lot of fun. But
you already talked college football?
Yeah, but we're going to talk.
I talked what happened last time you bet in a Houston game.
Yeah, we'll talk about that exactly. I'm glad that you're on this game because I have a checkered past with Houston, Louisiana. Houston has fucked me before. I don't like them, but I truthfully said, I guess I lean that way. The only issue is, like I said, the Independence Bowl in Shreveport with Louisiana playing in it. Home game.
Bro, it's not that far from Houston either. We're right.
I don't know.
We drove from Houston to Louisiana and gambled just like a couple weeks ago. Shout out to OG Slaughter. That shit was a blast. But let's get into it real quick. Expectations for Houston this season were high, super high coming into the year. 12-2 last year. They beat Auburn in the bowl game. So they returned a lot of people. Their offense has been good this year, 21st in the country, 463 yards, 0.9 yards per game. They're 7th in the country in passing, 321 yards per game. Clayton Tune threw for 3,845 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He can run it a bit also. Tank Dell, the receiver, he was absolutely incredible. We've had our conversations about him. He's going to be a good player for somebody in the NFL, and he's going into the draft. But guess what? He's still fucking playing in this game. And that right there is huge for me. The fact that he's deciding to play. Now, Houston's defense, not so good this year, but they don't have any opt-outs. So no big mentionable opt-outs anywhere throughout this team. So it seems to me like they're kind of ready to play. When you look at the Raging Cajuns, their quarterback, he's going to be out this game. He's been out the last 2 games. It's not really Chandler Fields is who's going to be replacing him. It's not really much of a step down or up. They're about fucking even, really. The Raging Cajuns were good on defense this year, 49th. But in this game, they've got 2 key players, and these players are going to be huge that are opt-outs for them. Andre Jones, their top edge defensive rusher. He leads or second in the team in tackles. Sorry, he doesn't lead the team in tackles, but huge fucking player for this defense. And then Michael Jefferson, their leading receiver, 810 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's out also. And this team already struggles to move the ball. I just think that Houston is the better team, who has shown me that they want to play with their players choosing to play this game. People like Tank Dell, who could opt out if he wanted to. Absolutely. I got Houston here in the first half, -3.5. And I've already bet it. Let's fucking go. Look, if you're going to take a favorite in a bowl game, it better be a favorite you think has motivation. And I think Houston, I don't know where they found it, but I think they have motivation because the fact that they're still showing up a roster.
Okay, Cab on Houston first half -3.5. Cab, I will tail you on that. So I will be on Houston first half -3.5 as well. So I cannot wait. This is gonna be a whole lot of fun. I know that you know this Houston team well, and I will. Cab, I'm gonna tell you now. If I bet on Houston, they fuck me.
There it is. There it is. There's as soon as you said I know this team well, I was like, where is he? There's Andrew. He said Cabby always betting on tune. These motherfuckers, bro. Look, I don't like this team a ton, but I'll say one thing. You owe me a steak because of them, so that's good.
Yeah, they're cocksucker motherfuckers, aren't they? Missouri versus Wake Forest. And we heard earlier in the show, Matty Ice actually jumped on this show as well for a little bit.
What?
Yeah, he came in. He was the person that came in and rescued me while I was sitting here by myself, being like, but it was fun. And he was actually going to surprise and join us during this segment right now, but he's such a great guy and he joined us early. So shout out to Matty Ice. He likes Wake Forest a shitload. On him first half, I think he's on him full game and first quarter or third quarter, something like that. So he's on him a lot. Is the point? 3 ways, 3-unit taint. Wake Forest here. I'm going to be on Wake Forest as well. I assume you are too.
Well, maybe I am now. That's how I capped it. I haven't bet it yet, but I definitely lean Wake Forest, man. 36.2 points per game, 314.6 passing yards, 132.2 rushing yards. Sam Hartman, minus his like fucking anxiety or whatever, which is not, I'm not trying to make light of it or a joke of it. But minus all that shit, he's a good quarterback, bro.
You just need the blunt before a game, is what you're telling me.
He needs to fucking sack up and play if we're going to bet on him. That's what it is, okay? 62% completion rating this year. Like I said, he's good. Wake Forest, their problem is on defense. They're giving up 29.3 points per game. Last game, they gave up 34 points. They've got 3 players, Turner, Cooley, and Holmes, that won't play because they're going in the transfer portal here. Not really any huge losses there. On the other side, Missouri, they're going for their 3rd straight win. Brady Cook, their quarterback's been good. Stepped up out of nowhere. We saw him come in the bowl game last year, and he's played well this year. They are only putting up 24.7 points per game. And their leading receiver, Dominic Lovett, he won't play this game. They've got 2 linemen who won't play this game, and their starting safety, Martinez Manuel, all entering the draft. Those are huge losses. You take 2 people. Yeah.
That guy has 2 Spanish last names.
Yeah, I got it right, though. Martinez Manuel.
Wow. That guy might be my favorite player ever.
Okay, but right? No, but look, you got 2 linemen. That's going to be hard to replace. Your leading receiver, you can't replace. Your starting safety, that's going to be tough. So they're losing a lot of players here. And I know that Missouri's played well defensively, but they're still giving up over 260 yards passing per game. And that's something that no matter what happens, Wake Forest is going to be able to throw the ball. Regardless of the outcome of this game, Wake Forest is going to move the ball. And I think that's why the good bet would be Wake Forest here. I don't see Missouri keeping up with them.
Wake's got a good quarterback too. Was not necessarily good, but he's decent, right?
What?
Wake's quarterback? He's pretty good for a Wake quarterback.
Wake quarterback, yeah, Hartman's really good. Yeah, minus the anxiety issues. He has that's not like a funny thing. He has
literally
anxiety. I don't know, like depression and anxiety and shit. They talk about it like the last
shit. I'd be fucking anxious too playing D1 quarterback. Fuck.
Well, bro, he makes me anxious the way he holds the fucking ball forever when they run that play. It's a beautiful for that fucking read pass option or run pass option they fucking run, but. Damn, he'll hold that shit, walk straight up to the fucking line and pull it last second.
Hey, Sam, you got anxiety? We have anxiety fucking betting on you, but I'm going to bet on you. We're going to bet on you today.
Last time I bet on him, he fumbled like 3 times and had like 3 interceptions in one game.
Okay, that's a good start. I'm glad that my money will be on him. I'm on Wake first half, full game. And I'm also, by the way, I completely forgot I said this in the beginning of the show. I'm going to be on ULL full game +7. Shout out to my guy DC Capper. I told him I would bet it full game. I'm gonna bet it full game, and I'll take Houston first half as well. So let's fucking, how about we go all every way, which way with this game and win it every way, huh? How about we do it?
I'll take it. I'll root for you, bro. I don't care. As long as I win my first half, I'm good.
Okay. As long as we get that first half. Dabby, that's it. You know, a short card. We're not talking college basketball today because net profit's not even going today, and there's fucking barely anything to talk about. So no net profit, no college basketball. We passed on all that, and all of our focus, our 100% focus, now goes into one thing and one thing alone, and is this, the sesh today. Going to be a whole lot of fun. Dabby, again, could you tell the people one more time what we're going to get to?
Don't be a lazy piece of shit. If you're not subscribed to Pub Culture, go subscribe, because it also helps Pub Sports Radio. It's our sister channel. It helps grow the brand. Go subscribe. Show up 6 Eastern tonight. We're going to be doing giveaways. We've got people giving out their full cards, their betting cards for you. It'll.
I thought you said cars.
Cars.
Giving away a car?
No, and it's not just one giveaway. It's like we're gonna do multiple giveaways. And when I tell you these edibles are the fucking best, like my name is fucking Dabby Cab. I would not endorse something if it wasn't that fucking good. It is that good. So tune in. You can win. It's gonna get sent right to your doorstep. And we're gonna make money, have fun, and laugh. That's the most important thing. I promise you'll laugh if you're in there.
Yes, you will. Cab, I want to give the people a little taste. And I thought that you guys were acting out the scenes, and that's what I did. So I chose a Christmas movie, and I acted out the scene, and there's some editing in there, and I made it a little better. But yeah, I thought in my head, Dutch was gonna come in and do like a Die Hard scene. And like and just put his acting chops out there.
I would have been down if you would have pitched the idea. We could have done it.
Well, I thought that was the fucking idea. But like I said, I did 2 as well. So this will be incredibly embarrassing for me. But I'm gonna give you guys a little taste.
Let's see it.
Never those who's. And that is all you're getting. And that
was actually really good, Jose.
And that is all you're getting. So tune in to the sesh, and one more time. Never those who's. Oh God.
Have you seen the
all right. Well, this is
ranch?
gonna be a particularly embarrassing sesh for me.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna. Well, I got you a present, so don't worry.
No, I appreciate it. I can't wait. We're gonna roll and burn some too. You can't see my pipe because it's green, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. The parents are away, so I can smoke as much as I want, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, smoke this. You can do it. I'll help you roll it before it.
I actually have my bag of items, and one of the things I purchased was like one of these little joint rollers. I'm still not good at rolling them though.
Those things suck. You'll roll it too tight with it anyways.
Yeah, it's 100% every single time. It's too tight. So that's what happens. But we appreciate everyone for watching the show, by the way. And I do like the little Wolverine comps I'm getting with the hair right now.
Yeah, Wolverito. That's what MDR said.
Wolverito. Jose, 2 fingers, 1 hole, Wolverito, Zenyatta Bouquett.
Hell yeah. That's Jonathan. That's what I'm talking about. See, we need some real motherfuckers in there tonight, like Jonathan right here. And of course, Mike M, Real Deal Prime, Jim, everybody in here, man. Danny Lopez, North Ender, our guy. North Ender won the first giveaway that we did on the sesh. Today, we're actually giving away some badass edible packs. Chris Brady, man. Andrew,
what did North Ender get?
Show up. Be there. 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 3 p.m. on the West Coast side. Be there. Fucking, we're going to have some fun. It's Christmas. Let's get in the spirit.
Yes, for sure. By the way, Real Deal Prime, I'll give you whatever odds you want that I have a hairy back. I am fucking not hairy at all, my man. I 0 hair on this body, unfortunately for you. But yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait. What did North Ender win, by the way?
Shit, what was it? It was like a grinder and a pipe and like it had in a box for like
I desperately need a new pipe. I need a new pipe.
Bro, just clean it, you nasty motherfucker. You don't clean your pipe, do you?
No, I just buy new ones. just buy new ones. So I have not, or I break them and then have to get a new one. So shout out to the Foulest Hound. The Foulest Hound, this close to getting a block just now. This close to getting a block. She's hungry for some steak.
You owe her. And
I do. I owe fucking everyone on the sesh.
We could have done the sesh in a round table with steak.
I owe everyone on the sesh. It's a shame that you guys are coming down when I'm fucking in Vegas. It's just, it's almost like I planned the whole thing. Oh, oh man. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate everyone for watching, especially watching without Jimmy being here, of course. I know you guys come for Jimmy and stick around for me, and I appreciate you guys as
Love
always.
the Jimmy.
Yeah, no. You guys are here for Jimmy, but then I'm here and you're like, oh, okay. I guess.
You'll do for a few days.
Yeah, I'm a good placeholder, is what I've been told. So it's a whole lot of fun. I am going to Vegas, so I'm not seeing anyone until the 30th. So
Tonight.
I'm talking
We'll be on the sesh tonight.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're right. But after the sesh, I'm not seeing anyone till the 30th. So there will be no more sports gambling content for me for a little bit. But I'll say this. And by the way, Rocco saying this too. I'm on the sesh. I am planning some World Baseball Classic content right now.
Oh yeah, you invited me, right? Can you re-invite me so I remember that?
Yeah, 100%. You're more than welcome to go. Miami in March, 100%.
Down.
But I'm going to apply for my fucking credential. I hope I get it, but I've already got some good interviews I'm hopefully lining up. My ultimate goal is to get into Team Venezuela and say hello to my guys. And hopefully if I do get the credentials, maybe Team USA will come around. Maybe we can talk to those fucking guys too. If I talk to Mookie Betts,
we'll go to the bullpen and talk shit to whoever's warming up.
True. You're right. If I talk to Mookie Betts, Cab, I think my first question to him will be, why did we hurt you, Mookie? What did we do this to?
What did we do? Not why. What did we do to hurt you?
What happened? And it'll hurt my feelings. But we appreciate everyone. And how about we hit it one more time before we get out of here?
Never those who's.
No fucking chance. I'm trying to see you guys later.